Uh-oh, Tori, we live. We live, girl.
It's live.
It's live. Welcome to the Heard 'em Say podcast, episode 3.
Episode
Now,
3.
episode 3 is it's looking kind of thin. We got some things going on. We got a couple of housekeeping things that we need to get, um, I guess, out the way first. So, but let me get my introduction straight. This is Darius, aka Rich. Only my homies call me Rich, but you're more than welcome to. Welcome to the Heard 'em Say podcast, episode 3, along with my only host for tonight, right now. Uh, the head, uh, Tori Darby, amazing woman, and my biggest foe here on these YouTube and podcast streets here. So, shout out to Notori. Notori, we looking kind of thin.
Hey, we're gonna make it do what it do.
We're gonna make a do what it do. Okay. Well, first things first. We have Naomi the homie, the OG. She had some technical difficulties this week. So we're gonna keep her in mind and hope that everything works out. And she should be hopefully a-okay and ready to rock and roll next week. And look at this joker, bro. Look, somebody took PTO on her third day at work. Y'all, shout out to my girl
What's up,
Monique.
y'all?
What's good, Monique? Welcome to the Heard 'em Say podcast, episode 3. So, guys, in case you didn't know or you wasn't here last week, Monique she's out. She's not home. She's out partying, living her best life. Her birthday, guys, is tomorrow. So shout out to
Yes.
Monique. Happy birthday, baby.
Thank you.
Hey.
Yeah, we ain't got no music, you know what I'm saying? We gonna get, the video taken down. But tell the people anything that you want them to tell them. Tell them, hey, tell them you miss them or whatever.
I am gonna miss y'all tonight. It was no way I wasn't gonna hop on and tell y'all what's up. I just had to stop through. I'm out here in Vegas. We living it up, doing it big. So I will definitely be back with y'all next week. Don't hate, Darius. Don't hate, cause you sound like a hater right now.
I am, man. I'm hating, man. I
You
have
sound like a hater right now.
Tori takes
But I'm
like
gonna be back with y'all next week.
10
Y'all
vacations a
have a
week.
good show tonight. I'm gonna enjoy myself tonight and
Okay.
the rest of this week. And I will be back with y'all next week.
No
I'm gonna have a
doubt.
good time.
No doubt. No doubt. Well, check the cash app. Heard him say it's gonna leave you a little something, a little token of our appreciation
Hey,
for your
yes.
birthday.
Will do, will do.
We're gonna look out for that. But any last words before I kick you out?
Oh, you kicking me out now.
Only for this
Nah,
week.
y'all just have a good show. I'm gonna holler at y'all next week. Love y'all.
All right. Love you, girl. That's my girl, man.
Bye.
Love her, man. She's amazing. But yeah, but like I said, her birthday is tomorrow, the 28th
Yeah.
of October. So shout out to Monique. Happy birthday. We definitely love you here at the Heard 'em Say podcast. I already covered my girl, Naomi, the homie. She'll be back hopefully next week. Once her technical difficulties are squared away. Last but not least, your boy been doing some promotions. We have a new member. Well, I say a new special guest to the Heard 'em Say podcast. Her name is Erika Howard. Did you check out the video, Tori?
I did.
You like the video? Yes, your boy. Your boy
Cool.
did that.
You did good. You did great. Okay, pat yourself on the back.
I'm doing.
Where do you?
Make sure I don't hurt myself while doing it. But yeah, we got a special guest here. She's actually en route to her little home studio. She's actually an up and coming podcaster herself. When she jumps into the stream, I'm gonna make sure she's ready. I think she's ready, guys. Nod your head if you're ready. Let's go. Let's get it right on time.
Hey, everybody.
Hey,
Hello,
girl.
how are you? What's going on?
What did you walk yourself into?
I'm
Welcome.
just wonderful.
Welcome to the Heard 'em Say
Man,
podcast,
thank
Erika.
you.
I was just shouting you out.
What's
Tell
going
them
on,
a
people?
little about yourself. They have the video, so they could get to know you a little more intimately with the video on social media. But tell us a little bit about yourself and your prospects as a podcaster.
Basically, my name is Erika Howard.
Yeah.
Aspiring podcaster myself. Basically because I like controversy.
Music to my
I just
ears.
I like to invoke thoughts in all conversations, and sometimes I even like to play devil's advocate just to get the people thinking.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, I ain't doing nothing out here. Just trying to reach and teach
Reach and
and maybe
teach.
preach.
Okay, reach and teach, maybe preach. Okay, so
Yeah.
welcome to the podcast. And again, Erica's our special guest.
Thank you.
Hopefully she'll tip in, every once in a while. But thank you so much for being a part of the panel tonight. Now, couple of things,
No
guys.
problem. Thank you for having me.
Couple of things, man. Let me get my little monologue out of the way because I'm gonna
Oh
need it
yeah.
tonight. All right, so I'm gonna try to keep it brief. Tori said I talk too slow, but whatever. So we got a very hot topic tonight. The topic tonight is
Oh God.
bisexual husbands, their wives and exes. Oh my!
Mm,
And we're gonna go down this
mm.
dark
And
rabbit
exes.
hole bisexual husbands and their wives and the psychology of all that. And we're also going to talk about exes a little
Mm.
later as well. And is it a good idea to still keep in contact with your ex? Oh, my boy's shouting you out. He loves the panel right now, and the beautiful ladies are giving him life, man.
Oh,
Yep.
thank you. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
you. Trash can wave the brother to the channel. But let
Thank
me give the
you.
disclaimer for tonight's show because it could get a little sticky. Your boy been getting hit up. I've been getting inboxes. I've been getting text messages saying, "Hey man, we ready for the show, man. Can't wait." But don't say nothing crazy about them people now. My own mother called me. She was like, "All right, boy. Say
Tread
nothing about them
lightly.
people out there. Yeah, tread lightly. Don't say nothing about them
Tread
people that you can't
lightly.
say back." I said, "Okay, mama. I'm gonna do exactly what you just said. I'm gonna do the opposite. I'm gonna say what I gotta say." And I'm like, Erica, man, I like a little controversy. And let me tell you something.
Just a little bit.
We're not going to disparage anybody. We're not going to talk about anybody. And listen, I love everyone, no matter what your orientation, color, creed, or whatever. And Heard Him Say podcast is the same. Everyone on here loves everyone. I can attest to that.
For sure.
But I had to debate whether or not I really want to go down this bisexual rabbit hole because it could go left real quick. And I said to myself, if I can't have conversations, if this is a topic to where people are kind of shifting in their seats a little bit, they kind of like, I don't know, then it's something that we need to talk about. We don't need to hide from it. And here we go. Homo testicles. The trash can waves is at it again, guys. So y'all
Nah,
bear with trash can. He's
I'm
gonna get
not.
lit. He gonna get lit. He gonna get lit. All right. So, but anyway, so the whole premise of the podcast is to talk truth, be a little controversial, have the conversations that nobody's having. I look around and nobody's having these conversations. So I thought to myself, either we can have a conversation, get a little messy, get our feet a little dirty and have a little controversy, or, you know, just quit having a podcast. Why even do this if I can't have the conversations to begin with? So let's get to it. We're going to talk
Agreed.
about bisexual husbands, their wives, and we're going to start with that tonight. Um, so I want to start with a question, guys. Y'all ready?
What's the question?
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So to the ladies, the question is, all right. So the bisexual men, and particularly in the African American, the Black community, um, is a stigma to that. It's a stigma to being a bisexual man, or a stigma to being what is referred to as down low. Y'all feel what I'm putting down?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
That's old
I
school term right there.
ate it though. We old school around here. So I had a conversation with a few people, and a few ladies were talking to me about oh yeah, it's these MFers they down low down here, and particularly we're near the hot spot for these DL type of guys, and that's Atlanta, down south I whatever it is. It's very a prevalent culture down there. People always talk about guys being on the down low, and how the ladies y'all really just kind of despise this kind of subculture of men that's trying to have their cake on one side and eat it too. So my question is, can you really detect a bisexual man say you have a guy and a gal. Let's say they're married. You have a girl that's married and she's married to this husband, and she brings her husband around, and you take a good whiff of that man. You take a good look at him. You size him up. Can you tell if he could be playing for the other team, or do some bisexual men kind of cover it up? How do you feel about that? Can you detect a bisexual man when you see him?
Yes and no.
Yes and no. Explain.
Yes and no. I mean, yeah, we can sometimes, us as women, we can, because we recognize similar tendencies. They might share similar traits as us. Now, or it's just that little twang that we can pick up on, as women, that some men they might not be looking out for. But I say, yeah, we can definitely pick up on it, and sometimes we can't, because sometimes the dress up ain't giving. It's not giving that. The makeup isn't giving that.
Okay. So you're saying that sometimes maybe you get the trash can is on one tonight, bro. We just gonna let you rock out in the comments tonight. But so you're saying that on one hand, certain mannerisms can kind of tip you off to be like, maybe he could be bisexual playing for the other team. And you're saying that there's other times where it's kind of hard to tell. So you're saying it's 50-50.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Erika, what say you?
I'm gonna have to agree. Same. I'm gonna have to go with Tori on that one, simply because some people just not good at hiding it. But then you got those men out there that just got some mean ass poker faces. They just been in the game long enough, then had a wife for maybe 15 years, and they just know how to hide that thing good.
Okay, so you guys are saying like this is a typical female answer. I had to call cap on y'all a little bit because it's like it's
Excuse me?
yeah because
How is
it's
that
ambiguous
cap?
because it's ambiguous. It's like sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. It's like okay, like I need to know like a percentage. I need to know like 70% most of the time. Majority of the time I can detect if a guy's maybe playing for the other team, or he could be bisexual, could be some things going on. Like I need more than this. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't, because I mean that's just a easy cop out.
The thing is I'll say this. I can't put a percentage on that, because in this day and age, in this culture, and I can only speak for myself, we're always checking. I'm always looking. I'm always checking for something, because this culture is just different. You know what I'm saying? A lot more things are accessible and acceptable these days. So I am, whenever I'm meeting a guy, wherever and it might not be, a gentleman, for myself, but it's something that I'm always looking for. Not necessarily to judge, but to know how to handle, or you know what I'm saying, or just kind of know what I'm dealing with. You know what I'm saying? So it's not something that we're always checking for. We're always looking to see, what kind of tea is he giving, or whatever like that. So I can't quite put a
Yeah.
percentage on it,
The
because
tendencies.
sometimes I can pick it up like that, even if the package is wrapped real nice. Sometimes I can't.
Erica, you rocking with that?
Right. Yes, because we hear stories all the time. Well, let's take it back to Strawberry Letters on Steve Harvey show.
Okay.
Oh,
How many times have you heard the telltale story of this woman being happily married to her husband of 25 years? She the first lady, he the pastor of the church. He been acting a little different lately. Next thing you know, come to find out, he got a man on the side.
yeah, I'm gonna go head on out.
Don't that sound like a? I'm just saying, don't that sound like a classic Tyler Perry movie?
Yeah,
Not
it
nobody.
does. You're absolutely right. That happens a lot. But here's the thing. It's like,
Yeah, it do.
but here's the key thing that I'm trying to get at. It's like, okay, you say a guy is, we hear these stories of wives, and then come to find out their husband may be bisexual and he has a guy on the side. But Tori said something very interesting. She said, as soon as I meet a dude, hey, I got the blinders up. Like
Oh
I'm
yeah, we
looking.
checking.
So he's got to go through TSA. He's got
Okay,
to
so
go
what
through.
happens if he get past the blinders?
Well, according to you, some do.
Yeah, because I mean,
Yeah.
you can. You know what I'm
Sabrina
saying?
Sabrina Burgess brings up a good point. Sabrina, that's my mom from another womb. That's my girl from back home. She says something very interesting too, and she's rocking with y'all. She says, "Hey, I agree. Yes and no. Some are so damn good with hiding the truth." And
You're right, Sabrina.
this is kind of gonna tiptoe into my next point. My next point is how women feel about bisexual men. Because I have a theory. I have two theories actually, and both of them gonna be crazy. The last one gonna be super crazy. I might have to end the chat. But the first theory is that these bisexual black men, I feel that they are actually on the lowest of the lowest of the low totem pole. I
Oh,
feel
watch
that
yourself.
no, I do, and I feel like black women put them down there. I feel like for any type of
Mm.
man that a black woman, um, if we rank the type of men that black women or women in general, but I'm kind of biased towards black women because I that's mostly what I know. But if we look at black women in their conversations with them and the type of men that they rank, from the guy that most likely I want to be with down to the guy where I absolutely have nothing to do with, that bisexual man is probably the last type of guy that the black ladies are saying that they want. They're saying that they'll take a drug dealer.
And you want to know why?
They'll take they'll let me build my case. They'll take a guy to pop, 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 slap
Go
him
ahead.
upside the head
Go
a couple
ahead.
times. But at least he's masculine. At least he's a man.
Hmm.
They'll kind of make excuses for that. He's a man. He's dealing with things. But the bisexual man, he's like the scum on the foot of black women. So Erica, you say you want to explain why is that?
That is what we call, ladies and gentlemen, a good old double standard. And that's why they're at the
Why?
bottom of the totem pole. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it in a double standard of it's okay for women to be bisexual and have relationships with men and women at the same time, but it's not okay for a man to be bisexual and have relationships with men and women at the same time. For women, it's praised and it's sexy and it turns other people on. But when a man does it, it's oh no, he gay, just straight out gay,
Straight out gay.
and he's this, that, cowardly, and all this stuff. Not, oh, that's his sexual preference, like they say it for women, but oh no, he just flat out gay. I've heard it millions of times before. If a man is bisexual, there is no bisexual rank label for a black or for a bisexual man in black terms. He just gay.
That's a fair
I've heard
point.
that before. Yeah, I
That's a
can.
fair point. That's a fair point. And here's the thing that y'all keep saying, but you're not really saying it. But I'm going to say it because you alluding to it, but y'all not really saying it. And it's this
What?
deception that you feel from a down low Negro. Like it's like you feel deceived. It's like, okay, let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it 100. And Sabrina's she rocking with y'all, but let's keep it 100. Most women that want a man want a heterosexual man. They it's a contract. Most women, unless you go to a place where bisexual is that kind of thing, and that's that kind of thing that you like, then that's one thing. But in general, most women are looking for a man for a heterosexual relationship. And when they feel, a lot of times they feel that this sexuality isn't disclosed up front, right? So they feel that they go through this relationship thinking that he's heterosexual, and it comes out that he's sleeping with a man, he's sleeping with this, he's sleeping with that. And it's like this feeling of betrayal and deception, like, dude, you deceived me. I thought we was in a heterosexual relationship. And bro, you in here getting smacked around in the cheeks like I
Stop
am. You know what I
it,
mean?
stop it, stop it, stop it. I kind of agree though with a portion of that 1000%. What it does for women, and I guess this will speak to your bottom of the totem pole, is because yes, if we enter into a relationship with a heterosexual male that we understand, so our understanding is a heterosexual male, that is what we're looking to have. That's what we're looking for. However, we find out that it's not so, this is not who we're dealing with. It takes women down a rabbit hole of emotions. You know, women having to deal with a man who, and I actually, this is crazy because me and my friend, my homosexual friend, my gay friend, he and I talk about this often. This is why women always have their radar up or always checking, because if in fact we are dealing with a guy that is also interested in other men, not only do I have to have my side eye on when he's around other women, but I gotta have my side eye on when he's around other men too. So now I'm like, you know,
Yep.
looking crazy. You say you want to hang out with the guys, which ones? You know what I'm saying? Who we hanging out
Right.
with? You know what I'm saying? Most women are only like that when they're saying like, oh, we're going out. I'm going out with the guys. Are there women gonna be involved like there or whatever? But now I'm not only having to check for women, I'm having to check for men too. And if I have to be in a relationship where I'm gonna be that insecure, that's not healthy for me. If I'm going to be in a relationship that's going to cause me to feel inadequate as a woman, like why, what about me or what part of me wasn't enough that, you know, you felt more fulfillment or joy being with another guy? Like that just kind of takes a woman down a rabbit hole of emotions that are not needed, that are not healthy for relationships.
Let me challenge that.
And then
Challenge it.
Go ahead, Erica. Go ahead. Jump in.
let me add it before you challenge, because you be trying to
Add.
twist people's words.
Nah, go ahead.
Definitely
But
does.
going off of what Tori said, also, I just feel like as Black women, not speaking for the ones who date outside their race, but we also already kind of feel like the dating pool for us is already slim.
Oh my
So for
God.
you, it's
Go
Slim.
ahead.
small out here. Like it's
You
slim.
doing so
So
good,
with
Erica.
that, it's like, dang. I mean, you hear it all the time. Like, think about it. When you see your favorite Black basketball player dating another white woman, who the first women? Who the first ones to throw their hand up? Us.
But why is
Ah,
he dating
here
a
we
white
go
woman?
again. Lost another one.
Don't go down
Well,
that route.
No, we ain't going there.
Don't go
We're
down
gonna
that
say
route.
that for
no,
another
I'm
episode.
saying
Don't go down
y'all saying because I take exception
But
when
like,
women's.
it's
Oh, go
just
ahead.
the dating pool for us is just so small already that we get nervous when we see other entities stepping in and taking the good ones. Save some for us.
Hmm.
I
Moving to
call
chat.
cap. I got my cap
Darius,
on.
you disagree?
I wholeheartedly disagree. For one, I don't think the pool of men are so slim. I just don't think. I think that women think that they're offering men something that they just don't want, and because they're not getting the attention from men that they want, they're saying that the pickings are slim. But are you offering what those kind of men that you want? And I don't think so. So I think that's false because there's a statistic that says that 40% of men are childless, they are educated, and they are unmarried. They're unattached. So, and so there are good men out there that have this country.
I'm not
There,
saying that there aren't.
but I'm saying that the pool, you're saying that the pool is slim pickings, and it's like a bisexual man kind of takes a lot of those men out of that pool too. It's like they working against you, and I call cap because I'm like, I don't think that's the reason why you feel like the pickings are slim. But besides that point,
When it
um,
comes to bisexual men, yeah. If
I
it's
don't,
the topic, it's just like, dang, you taking all the ones that's in here. The pool is getting smaller, is what I'm saying. I'm not saying there aren't any good men, but the good ones are slowly being shoved to the other side or are being ridiculed because of their sexual preferences by Black women.
and I can. That's a good point, and that brings me to what I call cap. It's like it sounds like okay. It's like you compete with if you have a guy, you compete with the women, and if you suspect that he's bisexual or history of bisexuality, you feel like if you were to go down that route, you would have to compete with the men too. But I'm telling you that y'all treat this competition with men, the bisexual men, having the men differently than you do with the women.
How
A
is that?
hetero, a heterosexual
Absolutely.
man, a heterosexual man can have entertainment, or he can have prospects with other women, and you guys will attack the women because you feel like it's a competition and you want to make yourself feel like you're higher than those other women. Like I'm the queen bee in this. Like, you attack the women, but when it comes to a bisexual man, you attack the bisexual man.
Which
And it's
party? I'm not,
it,
which one? Which one are you talking about?
I don't understand your question.
You're saying we attack the bisexual man.
Right. If the guy's bisexual and he has men and women to choose from, you attack the bisexual man. If it's a heterosexual man and he has a woman to choose, other women to choose from, you attack the women. You don't really attack the guy, because it's like subconsciously you expect men to have options. All of you do. Listen, don't even play this cap game.
What did I say earlier? That's
Double
another
standard.
good old double standard.
And I feel like I
Let's
don't know
spell
how
it out.
fair
Like
that is, though.
SpongeBob and the Rainbow.
It is a double standard. I can agree
It's
to
not
that.
fair.
But what dog do we have in a fight with another man?
What dog do you have in a fight with another woman?
We have things in common. I have another, and I don't fight with no woman. I don't. That's not me. I don't ever bicker with other women about no man. That's not my forte. It's not what I'm interested in. Never will be. My problem and my issue will always be directly to the person that I'm in relation with. However, I can understand how in times past, or we've seen how other women will attack the woman for being in a relationship with the man, as if they might have known that he was in a relationship with them. I can understand that because you and I, sis, we have a lot in common. You and I, sis, we are going after the same thing. You and I, sis, have a common ground. I don't have a dog in a fight with another man. I don't know. That's uncharted territory for me. I don't know anything there.
You
so
tiptoeing.
I have to be upset with the person that I'm in a relationship with.
You tiptoeing. There's only one difference between a man and a woman.
It's the obvious reason.
Right. So you acting
women
like
are not going to go picking fights with me, because at the end of the day, regardless of sexual preference, we're still women. They're still men.
okay. I can buy it a little.
Pick fights with men because we're still women.
I'm not saying picking fights, but I'm saying
we're not going to do that.
When it comes to competing against another woman for a heterosexual man, your focus becomes on these women, and y'all know how y'all do. Y'all try to size them up, see what they got that you ain't got, and then you often try to validate what you have over what they have. But when it comes to these men, it's like you attack the bisexual man as if his preference is. Where'd she go?
I'm sorry, I just had to make a few changes, adjustments.
Oh, you good. But y'all attack the bisexual man like he's the scum of the earth. It's not like you say, it's not like you concede to say, oh, you have a preference that I can't compete with, so I'm gonna leave it alone. Let's cut that out. The bisexual men are ridiculed. Bisexual men are talked about. You talk about gas niggas and all this stuff. This is what y'all say to bisexual men.
How do you know that? Or is that what y'all say too?
Listen, no. No, don't. You're not gonna project it on us.
Is that what y'all say?
Everybody has a woman that's either dated a bisexual man and she found out that dude was getting hit in the back, or we know somebody that's married to a bisexual man and we don't know if she know or not, but we kind of playing around with it. We playing this game along with her. If you don't know, then we don't know, but we all kind of suspect that this dude maybe playing on both sides. We all know people like that. This is not cap. And we know the conversations that we have with these women and how they really feel about their partner and how they have, hey girl, I think he gay. I saw him texting a dude. Like, we all know. Come on.
But see, the thing is that there are a remnant of women that are
Abigail.
okay with that. Hey, how are you, Miss Lockett? But there are a remnant of women that are actually okay with that. So am I jumping in the water? No, I'm not trying the water. I'm not. However, there are some women that are actually fine with that. So am I going to knock that woman down because that's where she finds her love? No, I'm not.
Let me shift gears a little bit because okay, earlier we determined that hey, it's 50-50. Sometimes you could detect if a guy's bisexual, sometimes you can't. Fair enough. So let's take 50% off the table. Let's take the guys that you can't detect off the table because we don't know. We can't conclusively determine what they rocking with or who they rocking with.
Okay.
So let's talk about the guys that we all can kind of see, hey bro, something going on, something in that water, bro. And they are married to women. And we know these women. We put, like I said earlier, we play along with this game. Like, okay, he definitely has some mannerisms, some telltale signs that he could be playing on both teams. But we're gonna play this game. If you don't know, child, we don't know. All right, cool, bet. So, how do you feel? How do you feel about those marriages, those relationships where you can kind of clearly see that the man may be playing for the other team, but he's married to someone that you may know or somebody, a woman, and how do y'all feel about that?
That ain't my business. Not my business. If she is not
That ain't got
directly
nothing to do with
connected
me.
to
Y'all
me,
messing up the
If
if
she
topic.
she ain't got no,
happy,
no. If she's happy, like she's saying, if she's happy, I'm if she's not directly connected to me and I know for a fact that she doesn't have an issue with that.
So she's directly connected to you. She's a cousin. She's
that
a
ain't got nothing
sister.
to do with me.
Oh,
She's a friend.
I'll have a conversation.
So you would have a conversation.
Have a conversation. If
And
I
how does
if
that?
I if I perceive that my family member or
Is
friend or
this,
whomever
are we
is getting
talking,
played in these streets or being made to be, embarrassed, then yeah, I'll have a conversation to test the water, see, hey, you kind of, you know, are you aware? If not, I want to introduce you because I don't want you to be look. I don't want you to be looking around like there are so many people connected to me that could have helped me out, that
Yeah.
could have made me aware, so that I would not be this embarrassed.
Okay.
But
So
if this ain't nobody that I'm directly connected to, not my business. Nothing to do with me. I'm good.
Erica, you was about to say something. Talk to
so
me.
are we talking about, so are we talking about if we know, if they know, or if we know, or we think we know and they don't know, or both?
I'm talking about this gray area where everybody in the entire United States and the world can see that this
Mm-hmm.
person could be possibly playing on both sides, right? But we haven't spoken to
Right.
the person, the wife. We don't really know. We don't know if she knows what we know. She could, she couldn't. We don't really know. But it's that we've all been in that situation where it's a little gray area between us and the wife of someone that we suspect that could be
Never
bisexual, and we
never been in
like,
that situation.
Tori, let's be honest.
I never.
Let's
I
be
have
honest.
never.
Let's be honest. You don't know if you could be in that situation tonight or
Mm-mm.
not. We don't even know. But the
Mm-mm.
point is, do you
Nah.
what do you say? Do you feel, and this is somebody that you know, but you don't know if they know if their husband is bisexual or not, and you suspect that they are. Do you have a conversation? Do you not have a conversation? How does that conversation go? Do you feel that you need proof before you just accuse, hey, he's bisexual? Like, how does that go? How do you work it?
Yes. Like if this is my dog or one of my family members, especially my sister or a homie, we definitely talking. And I mean, if this is my sister and my best friend, somebody I call my dog, we done had that conversation way before he even popped the question. We done had this conversation when y'all first met. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not just gonna wait for him to pop the question and be like, "Hey, bro, let me talk to you about your homeboy. He might be a little, you know." But if going forward, she like, "Yeah, I know. He told me." Then I'm gonna back off because after that, it ain't got nothing else to do with me. But I'm gonna ask if it's somebody that I care about.
Yeah, if I feel led to do that, to with the person that I am directly connected to, if they may or may not be privy to it, I'll have a conversation to see if they are aware, and if not, let me tell you what I know. Not looking for you to change anything about your life. Just want you to not be blindsided by things, and definitely don't want you to think that you don't have people that care about you.
Y'all talking like
Absolutely.
you treating this woman like she's a victim. And granted, if you suspect something is going on with her husband or soon to be
She
husband,
might be a victim.
That's
I
whether
was
he's
just
bisexual or heterosexual. If your husband is tipping around with another woman, if we are directly connected, and I know that you might not be privy to that information, if I feel led to do that with you, hey, listen, I need to ask you a couple questions. If you know, then
We gotta
same
talk about
same
it.
thing, same thing,
but how does
same
that
thing.
conversation go?
That's
Let's
just
because I mean, do you have proof? I mean, let's say you don't have any proof. You don't have any phone records. You don't have any pictures. You don't have any word of mouth.
Well,
So
I
how do you
think
broker
those
this?
things, if those things are necessary, I think that you it depends on your relationship with that person, with that individual. If you're needing all of those things to prove that, hey, listen, again, I'm not trying to break up nothing or change anything about your life that currently is. I am simply trying to make you aware to something, or what do people say? They say I'm trying to open your eyes to something, pretty much. I
Trying
just
to
want to
put
open
you
your
on
eyes.
game.
Yeah, I just want to put you on game to what could potentially be. You do what you will with this information. Um,
Mm.
but I'm not judging you either way. That's typically how that conversation would go for me. Um, and I think that is just kind of well versed for whether he was straight or not. You know what I'm saying? If he was tipping around with anybody, I believe a man deserves a safe place to be honest with a woman to be honest. And I believe that too. I don't think
I
that
agree. Trash can waves.
Y'all don't act like it.
why,
Y'all don't act
why
like it.
no.
Y'all don't act like it.
Absolutely. I
Please,
mean,
please. This is a safe place for
all
you
women
to
ain't
be
built like
honest.
me.
Now,
This is a
fair
safe
enough.
place for you to be honest. However, I'm not saying out of your honesty will I remain. But this is a safe place for you to be honest. I would much rather you be honest than to, be deceptive. Please be honest.
Exactly. Like, give me the opportunity to choose. Like, just tell me so I can be up, so we can like clear the air. Like, just tell me up front so I
I
can
need a
know which
drink.
way I need to go afterwards.
Did you
You
just
know what
say
I'm
that?
saying? I don't
Did you
like
really?
surprises when it comes to stuff like that. I need to know.
Did you really just say? Give me the choice to choose, as if this is a clear cut, like this isn't a clear
Yes.
cut choice that you're gonna just cut this Negro off because he's bisexual. That's not a
Honestly,
If I
choice.
feel like it, I will. If
it
But
I
ain't
don't,
no
if
if I
I'm
feel
not,
like it. It's that.
ladies, if there's
that
any
is a
ladies in the
choice. If
chat,
you telling me the truth, like date night, we sitting across the table from each other, and we talking about our dreams and goals and sexual preferences, and which needs to be discussed, in my own opinion, on the first date, or maybe even before you start talking. But we sitting across the table from each other, and he said, "Hey, I gotta be honest with you. I'm bisexual. I enjoy a man from time to time."
thank you, trash can.
That right
Trash can
there
sees
is
what
an
I'm
open
seeing.
door for me.
Trash can seeing what I'm seeing. He says, I can
That is
tell
not
you
true. I
both
would
beautiful
not
women with.
clown a man for telling me that he's bisexual.
Here's the thing: this guy's
Just
trying
because
to
I'm
get
fine,
with
I gotta
you.
clown a man for his sexual preference.
I don't think you should, but this man
So
is trying to get with you because he prefers men and women. He comes to a date and he says, look, I let's presume that he's an attractive male. You're attracted to him. He's attracted to you. He says, "Look, I'm attracted to you. I like you. I would actually even want to see if a relationship with you could work. But it's just one thing. I'm bisexual. I like men too. You mean to tell me that you're gonna be like, choices, choices, choices? What do you think
But
about that?
Darius, that doesn't mean that this wasn't a safe space.
Yeah.
No,
That doesn't make this
no.
not a safe space for you to share.
Right.
I would rather you come. This is ooh, did we have this conversation
Exactly.
on live? Did we have this conversation on podcast, or was this a conversation we had on in
I
the group chat
I don't know.
about oh dang, I don't
It
think
get
this was
lit there too. But go ahead. Go ahead.
just like we were saying, and dang, it just slipped away from me just like that. No, I still want you to. Oh no, it was about whether we're dating. If we're dating multiple people at a time, are we telling that person, hey, I'm dating more than just you at this time? Are we going to be open in the beginning and telling someone that we're dating other people? Now it's just like that, and then you give them the ability to make a decision on whether or not, hey, I still want to try something with you. I want you to be honest with me, because if you don't,
Absolutely.
if you take that away from me, it sends me down that rabbit hole of emotions. If I get deeper in and I have to figure it out in a way that's not
Absolutely.
honest, if I have to find out in a way that wasn't honest, then I'm gonna sit down a rabbit hole of emotions that I wouldn't have needed to go through if you would have been honest from the beginning. Hey, and like I said, there is a group of women that actually is
Right.
okay with this. There's a group of women. Now she's not me, but there is a group of women that is okay with this, and they'll be okay and receptive to what it is that you're saying. Now, me, I'm gonna say I appreciate that. I appreciate your honesty, but I'm gonna head on out.
And
But
then you're
I
gonna call
appreciate
your homegirl on the phone, be like, "Girl, this man told me he was bisexual," and it's
me
like,
and my homegirl is gonna talk about it, but I'm not gonna clown him. I'm gonna respect him the more for being
I don't
honest
think
with me.
I
Exactly. There's a
disagree.
difference.
I
Yeah.
What do you think
disagree.
how we
Now,
That's
are
his
about
sexual
women?
preference. Like how you slap somebody in the face for liking what they like.
because listen, you guys are like, and granted, you guys may be a little different, but I'm talking. You're looking at life through your eyes, and I'm sure the fellas in the chat, people in the chat, are looking at through the world's eyes. Black women are not notoriously known for accepting bisexual men's preferences, particularly if a bisexual man wants to have a relationship with them. Like you guys gotta understand that he's bisexual. He's not gay. So it's not like he's saying that he's gay and he likes men. You're like, okay, cool. Well, I'm not a man. So go on about your way. I respect you for being gay though. He's bisexual. So he wants women too. You are a potential suitor for a bisexual man because he likes women too. But you're saying you're cutting that avenue off. You're saying no, not me. And then you also saying that there's this big acceptance, like you're gonna get in a kumbaya line and give this man a big old hug for being bisexual. And I'm telling you, in our community, Black women do not treat
Ain't
bisexual men like
nobody
this.
say all
That's
that.
not true. That's
You
not
Black, and
that's
I'm
not true.
saying you in the sense of the Black
Mm-mm.
women in the Black community. You guys do not treat bisexual men with any type of respect. You will treat
That's not
a gay man with all the respect in the world. You will
It's
be his
true. I mean, I can agree with that.
you will be his best
I can
friend.
agree with that.
You will goddamn share stories, walk around naked around him because, oh child, he don't want me. Cool, fair enough. But a bisexual man who has a preference to talk to you, and maybe, Randy over there in apartment B11, he looking kind of good too in them shorts. Y'all treat that man totally different from what you're portraying right now. And that's why I call Cap, because the perfect example. Let's talk about Eddie Winslow. Eddie Winslow, aka Darius McCrary. He is, for
Okay.
those who don't know, he is actually Eddie Winslow, the famous show Family Matters in the 90s. He's the son of Carl Winslow, the whole show with Urkel and all them children. He's Eddie Winslow. He's Urkel's kind of best friend, not sort of, kind of, whatever. He came out It went viral. These pictures of him with I think her name is Star Ivy or some crap. Come to find out, she looking kind of weird in the trunk. She looking kind of weird in the face. Knuckles looking kind of, real, pronounced, let's say. Come to find out she's a transsexual. And when the picture circulated and when the news broke out, the media storm went crazy. Everybody, listen, men, African American men and women both, were clowning the crap out of Eddie Winslow when the pictures came out that he was all hugged up on this transsexual. So there wasn't a strong group of African American women coming to his defense saying, well, if that's his preference, that's his preference. I respect him. If he wants to get in a relationship with transsexual, yeah or nay, or whatever, I respect that man. Ain't none of y'all say that.
No,
For y'all to
let me
circle back
clear
around.
that. Let me clear that. Everyone knows that the young lady that he was in the video with, the pictures with, Sydney Starr. Everyone knows that she's a transsexual. Everybody
Sydney
knows
Starr.
that. Everyone knows that, has known that for some time. She is not new to reality TV. She's not new to being in the limelight and social life. She's not new. So before I'll leave that alone. Before they made this appearance together, she was already known.
Okay.
I think that he didn't get a good response from neither women, men, or the LGBTQ community because he denied all allegations of being in any sort of relationship with her because she was transsexual. He denied it simply because he didn't think that the responses weren't well in the beginning, and he went back and said, oh, nah, it ain't like that. No, people probably would have respected you a lot more if you would have just, been honest and say, yeah, I thought I was comfortable with doing it. I'm comfortable with this. I am comfortable. But because he denied it because of his own insecurity or whatever, that's why he didn't get a good response. I don't think it's because we didn't want to back him up or we went for it. I think it's because he wasn't settled. He wasn't
I
sure.
disagree 1000%.
Yeah, like I mean, yeah. I think, well, you can
I'm not gonna say that. Personally, I just think that the whole thing was just an implication by Sydney Starr. Like, if you go back and look at the Instagram post, she didn't say, "This is my man, we together, blah, 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 blah." It was like everything was implied based off the video. And we know that Darius McCrary is an actor. And personally, I feel like he was just doing a role.
Are you serious?
That's just what I feel. I don't feel like I don't think that it's possible. I mean, look at the way he was suited up. And like you said, everybody knows who Sydney Starr is. But not only that, this man got a whole fiance.
Well, the thing also says
not saying that
he said Sydney and him go way back. He knew her from school. So he thought it'd be cool to, get a good, cool little photo op. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it was on really no business.
I just feel like social media, I think social media took that and ran with it. Sydney Starr posted the picture and social media took that and was like, oh, they together.
That's
Sydney
exactly
Starr didn't even say, oh, we together.
I don't think that they're together either. However, I think that because he denied being comfortable with that, just denied totally, oh no, it ain't like that. No, I don't. You know what I'm saying? I think that's why he didn't get the best response.
But why did he do that? If nobody because
he still has to defend himself at the end of the day.
But what is he defending? But what is he defending himself from?
It ain't black women.
His sexuality.
Oh my
It
And
God.
isn't
that's
black
what
women.
Just hey, can you
and
give me
that's
some
what
alcohol, please?
set the LGBT community off.
Patron, please. You know, like, come on.
But
Like, what are we talking about? People lit him
but that's
up.
what I mean, if your sexuality was under attack, would you not feel like you feel the need
You
to defend it?
you said the key word, under attack. Under attack. This is a guy that y'all say that this
Right.
man knew this
Is his
transsexual.
sexuality not under attack right now?
It is. That's my point. It is. When the picture leaked, he was immediately under attack. Under attack. His sexuality. Oh, that nigga gay. Or oh, he into transsexuals. And so many black women. And I can screen.
That sounds
I
more
can
like me.
listen. I'm gonna get to the women. I can
That
show
sounds
you the
more like the
screenshots of so many women saying this is what's wrong with black men. They are down low. They gay as hell. They're this and this and then that. And these are black women. This is a comment after comment after comment after comment after comment on multiple posts of women going in, and then you'll hear commentary on social media about women attributing Darius McCrary to what's wrong with black men. All y'all niggas are gay. We don't know if y'all straight or gay anymore. Like, this is the commentary that was going on, for which he had to come back around and set the record straight. Hey, I have a fiance. I ain't gay. This is what it is, and I don't do that. He felt attacked. We attacked the man because
But
we felt that he
America
could
went
be.
off an assumption.
That's
Yeah, we did attack. Well, I ain't gonna say we because I wasn't a part of that BS.
right.
But at the same time, he defended himself in a different space. He said, "No, I'm not gay. I have a fiance, but I'm friends with a transsexual." And still, people took that and was like, "Oh, so what? You against the LGBTQ community now?"
Can't
Basically,
win.
he's in this awkward space where it's damned if I do, damned if I don't.
Right.
Because even though he ain't say nothing crazy, nothing out the way about Sydney Starr, he still got backlash for saying, "Oh nah, I ain't with her." So I
Let's
mean, at this point, you just shut the fuck up and
let's
let
be let's be
social media,
honest.
social media.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest of why that photo op happened. Let's be honest. I feel like his agent called him up and said, "Look, Darius, you ain't had, working a long
You
time,
ain't
bro.
had nothing
Controversy.
going on in a while, man.
So let's do a little something controversial. Let's
Tell
get
me
a
Let's
why.
mix
let's
some
get
shit
it.
up.
Let's get a community on your side, because the LGBTQ community is going to embrace you when you do this, because this is one of their own, and you doing the thing with them. So he's thinking, and he probably had reservations about it. He was like, these dudes gonna be like, you gay. I'm pretty sure in his mind he's not stupid. He knows that was kind of going to be the consensus, but I felt like he felt that he was going to have a little bit more support than what he originally had, and I
He
felt
wasn't
that.
comfortable. Was not confident.
What he you say that, but he had a whole photo op with a transsexual. If you're not comfortable, you wouldn't even do the photo op. Tori,
He
what
would.
are we
Yeah, I
talking
He
can't
about?
say
would.
that
He
he
would.
wasn't confident. Yeah,
No,
no,
because he wouldn't be in this state of
no.
being defensive if he was.
He's defensive because of the reaction, not
If
because
you
of
were
the
I
actual.
comfortable
just
with
think
it,
yeah, he's
Little
just
Nas
defensive.
X
Yeah,
is definitely just in all that he has going on. He's very much so comfortable and confident.
That's
He's
not
not
true
defending
either.
himself.
He
He's
did defend himself.
promoting
man.
himself even the more.
I think he's just trolling. He
He
defended himself too, but he trolling right now.
he was on a radio station and he said, "Hey man, I'm straight. I just do
He's
this for
trolling.
pub." And he, come on, man, like, and let's be honest.
Entertainment.
Let's keep
He's
it a buck.
trolling. That's what he does.
That's you're right, but let's keep it a buck. Lil Nas X didn't take a picture with a transsexual, and people said, "Look, Lil Nas X gay." We all knew it. Told you, told you, told you. It's like he did things that kind of crossed the
Right.
line, but you can always say that he ain't never took no picture with no gay dude or a transsexual. But Darius took a whole. This man is booed up with a transsexual. There's no gray area there. There's no line across. He is boot up with his transsexual, and I have the photo on the thumbnail to prove it. And this image is what black women in particular took and said that this is what's wrong with y'all niggas. This is what's wrong with y'all black men. Y'all gay. You didn't even get him bisexual. He gay.
Honestly, it's true. Black women took that
I do
photo
that though.
and
Men
they
do
did a
that too.
50-yard dash with it. And I think
Men
that's
do that
exactly
too.
what they wanted to do. That's
Here's the
exactly what they wanted to do, though.
here's the difference with that, Tori. Granted, men said, "Dude, you gay." I'm sure I did, but here's the difference. I didn't judge him being gay as something that's derogatory against him. I didn't put the plight of the black man and why we can't go out here and find wives because he out here with a transsexual. I didn't do that. He gay? Oh. And I wanted to know that dude was gay or not. Like, I didn't want him out here perpetrating. I didn't want him to be deceptive, which is what,
Sometimes people just need something to blame shit on.
that too. And I didn't I didn't think of him in a derogatory way when it came out. I was shocked. I laughed, I chuckled a little bit, but I didn't think it was anything to be derogatory against. But black women literally put the weight of why they can't find a man, why niggas ain't this, why dudes ain't that, why men ain't shit. They put the weight of all this on this situation because they feel like one of the things that they have to deal with is men being on the down low, men being bisexual.
Yeah, because they gotta blame it on they have to blame their plight on somebody. And I just feel like it was a bullshit ass cop out. Like people do it all the time. We take shit that we see on the internet and we run with it. 50-yard dash all the way to the end zone without stopping or getting tackled. That's just what we do. We gotta blame somebody for our bullshit ass ways. Half those women probably toxic as hell. But that's not I don't have a heaven and hell to put them people in. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to point out the fact that Darius McCrary, who is all the way on the other side of the globe, might as well be to me, who I don't know, who I've never
Mm-hmm.
had any relationship with, and be like, that nigga is the reason why I can't find a good man. That's bullshit.
It is. It's a cop
So
out.
what's our argument, really?
So what?
What's the argument here?
Okay, so we kind of shift the gears
Yeah.
here. We shift the gears here, but my argument here, we're gonna wrap this up so we can get to the next topic. But my argument was against the women who have bisexual husbands that we can kind of detect and we can kind of see. And it appears that they knowingly know this man had these mannerisms, but they choose to be with this man anyway. And I wanted to know your commentary like on those women. How do you feel about women who appear to knowingly know they have a potentially bisexual man based on his mannerisms, based on how
To
he
each his
moving?
own.
And so you feel like those women are entitled to act clueless whether they know their husbands is bisexual or not.
Acting clueless? Entitled to
Absolutely.
acting clueless? Yeah. Hey, yes, if that's your preference. I think that there should be I think that there should be a remnant of women that, if she is not aware, that'll say, hey, let me make you aware. But if not, that woman do what you will.
Let's give it a scenario. You have Jessica right here, and you have Paul. Paul got a mannerism where you like, bro, is you playing? Is you swinging the bat this way or that way? You don't know this man bisexual or not, but he has tendencies that make you question. Okay, Paul is questionable. You have Jessica sitting right here. You mean to tell me
If
that
Jessica is my
you?
good
But let me finish.
girlfriend,
Let
I'ma
me
ask
finish.
her.
But let me finish. You mean to tell me that you can see that Paul is gay or questionable? Erika, you can see it. Everybody in a room full of people can see that this man is questionable. But the one person that has a relationship with him, she don't see it. You mean to tell me that she don't see this man bisexual? If you can see it,
And you're saying, does she get to
She
act clueless?
know.
thank you, Erika. Thank you. Listen,
She know.
if
She fucking knows.
you
How
have
you don't know that this man that you've been with for X amount of years is, you know. Maybe she just don't want to address it because she loves him and maybe she's afraid to lose him. But that lady know. And maybe they done talked about it. But
maybe
I feel like in most cases, when you that far along in a relationship, you have husbands and wives who have talked about it. Maybe he hid it for a long time. She messed around and found out. They hashed it out, put everything out on the table, and she was like, you know what, baby? I still love you. Sometimes when you love somebody, it's hard to just let it go, especially after y'all done went through all these life experiences together.
that's a fair
Exactly,
point.
trash can waves. Ignorance is bliss to some
It's
people.
bliss,
So
and
when you don't know, you don't show, right? And you prefer not to know.
I think it's deeper than that because again, if you're a heterosexual woman, you can't tell me that you're not looking for a heterosexual man. Okay, that doesn't make sense to me to be a heterosexual woman and end up with a man that has all these mannerisms of somebody that could potentially be bisexual, gay, or whatever, and you marry him because you just fall in love with him. That don't happen. Let's be honest now. That's full talk. So why do women
It
that
happens when you don't know at first.
Erica, there are men out here that everybody knows they can say 3 words out their mouth and you like that nigga gay. He gay. He gay. And then you find out he dating a
Okay.
chick.
So what's wrong with her being okay with him? What's wrong with her being okay with him being bisexual?
Because no woman goes in a heterosexual relationship wanting a man that's bisexual. They want a man that's heterosexual too. Women that are heterosexual, strictly dickly, as they say, are not going out here seeking. They don't have bisexual men on their plate too.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be like, okay, we'll put the bisexual man on this side of the plate, and we'll put the heterosexual man on this side of the
That's
plate, and I'll
true.
eat from both. Like they're not doing that. So so there has to be a reason why a woman that's heterosexual has always conceptualized being with a heterosexual man. There has to be a reason why at the end of the day she chose a man that everybody can see he's suspect as hell. There has to
I
be a reason
think
why.
personally, it's just like that saying. Sometimes you just don't know how you gonna act in a situation until it's brought to your doorstep. I could sit around here and say all day, I'm gonna leave him if he tell me he's bisexual. But what if he got everything on my list? What if to this woman he's the perfect gentleman, everything she would have asked for? He got a 401k, he got 6 figures, best man she's ever met. But then there's just this one thing, and that one thing is he's bisexual. Women gonna sit back for a minute, weigh their options, but I bet you 9 out of 10 women is gonna take that man.
Try 0.5 out of 10 women. Tori is a perfect example of someone that
I
says it
disagree.
ain't for me, baby.
I
I respect
disagree.
I
I
respect you being.
disagree.
Come on, no.
You can't judge until you're in that situation.
Being
You
bisexual,
can't.
being
I know
bisexual.
women who have made the decision.
Listen,
They're not telling
listen.
you. They're gonna act surprised when people walk around and they're gonna act surprised every single time, but on the back burner, they know that man's bisexual. They're there for the benefits. Or they're
Listen.
just flat out love this man and they're okay with him being bisexual. There are women who become okay with it over time.
Y'all see my cap?
It's not cap. This is real life.
No
You got
woman.
women out here who feel like they will never find the perfect man. One, so they take this man who's got this one little issue. You know, like Price is Right. You take the money and run. And then you got women who gonna weigh their options and be like, man, this man is my perfect man, but he's just a little bisexual on the side.
Nah, I
I
don't
still love
believe.
him.
Nah, that call cap on
It
that, America.
happens.
You doing good,
Women
baby.
settle. Women settle.
I have another theory why they
Women
settle.
settle. Women
I
settle.
I agree
You
that they
can't change
settle.
my mind.
I agree that I don't disagree with the settling part. I think some women get to a point where they meet a guy, he's bisexual, he has tendencies, and they like, you know what, we'll rock with it. But I don't think it's because it's this
Is that not
notion.
settling?
Let me finish. I don't think it's because I don't think they settle
That's
because.
settling.
Can I finish? I don't think it's the reason of the
My
settling is
bad.
not because they have this idea of I the options are few. This man is good. I'm going to accept him being bisexual. I don't think it's that. I think here's my theory. This is why I might get in trouble. I feel that there are some women who are genuinely afraid of masculine men, masculine energy. And they sometimes are drawn to these more effeminate men and they get in relationships with them and come to find out these effeminate men are, not all of them are bisexual and gay. Some men could be effeminate and totally heterosexual, but we're playing the odds here.
Darius.
We're playing the odds here. I
Darius,
feel that
please.
I feel like they
Please.
attract
Darius,
effeminate
please.
male energy because they don't know how to handle masculine energy,
Darius.
and they go for these guys. What? This is what happens. Why would you even be attracted to a guy that's feminine in the
No,
first
it's
place
not.
unless you're comfortable thinking that this
Maybe
particular
she didn't see it.
oh you this argument is so bad. How can everybody in the world
No, it's
see it at
not.
first,
The bottom line is some women settle because she saw it too, but she just decided to love that man in all his
that's
glory.
cow.
She
Because you could just
settled.
get a heterosexual
She
man.
said, I'm gonna look past the fact that you like men.
That's
He is
no.
heterosexual.
No, he's not. He's
Sometimes.
bisexual. Erica, what the hell? Is you smoking?
I know. I said sometimes.
He's bisexual.
No, I'm not. But what I'm saying is she knows. Most women know. Women know when their man is gay. Women know. There's no way you're going to be in a
I agree with
relationship with a
that.
man for that long and not know. Just like Trash Can Wave said, they ignorance is bliss. They choose not to know.
I
So they
agree
don't
with
they
that
don't
percent.
acknowledge that part of his life. So when he step out that door, they just go in the house and clean and finish taking care of the kids and cooking dinner and stuff.
Okay, you're speaking on the settling part. They already done settled. I'm speaking on what got them to that point. What got
Yeah.
them to
I'll
that
say
doorstep?
this. I'll say this, and it's much like the
Desperation.
conversation that we were having also in regards to being totally upfront about all that we are doing before we get involved with the person. If a person or if a guy and this is not me directly, this is not my personal opinion, but this is what I'll say in regards to the situation.
Hold on, guys. I gotta step away for a second.
Go ahead.
If in fact a man approaches a woman, right? Our initial thought is he is one available. If he is pursuing me, he is available to pursue me. If he is pursuing me, he is interesting totally in who I am. He is totally interested in who I am and what I have to offer. So every woman's first thought isn't going to be, dang, is he gay? Does he like? Well, because he's
You
pursuing me.
just said earlier in the show, every time that
But I just also fixed that by saying that this isn't my personal opinion, but this is what I'll say concerning the situation. I didn't say this was my personal opinion about it, Darius. This has nothing to do with me. If a woman is being pursued by a man, if he is in pursuit of the woman, the thought is he is available to pursue me, meaning he has nothing else on the side, or he's totally available to pursue me, one, and that he is interested totally in who I am and what I have. That's if you're pursuing me, you are interested in a woman. My thought process is not, does he like men too? in the beginning? Does he, despite, and I'm not going to say despite what I see, because what I see might not be feminine, but despite what else is, my first thought isn't, is he this or is he that, because he is pursuing me.
And ladies and gentlemen, everybody's done got booted out. I don't know what's going on. We've having some technical issues, but as you can judge by my face, I am befuddled. And here's Tori. We're gonna get her back on the stream here.
Holy Ghost didn't want me to talk about that.
You was about to use.
No, but I'm serious though. I'm so serious. That isn't the first train. That's not my first train of thought, or that's not a woman's typical woman's train of thought. If a man is in pursuit of her, he is interested in her. Period. My whole thought process isn't, oh, he has feminine ways. Oh, he's this and he's that.
Tori.
But he's in pursuit of me, and that's not. I'm not saying that this is, because I checks out the whole package. I check out everything. But to every other woman that is, looking to be in relationship, that's not her first thing. That's not everybody's first, thing. They're not checking to see what his interests are, what his mannerisms are. All I know is this man is in pursuit of me. He's chasing me. He's hitting me up. He's trying to take me out. That's all they know.
This make your argument, while I respectfully understand where you're coming from, is falling on shaky ground with me, because again, it's like you're separating this section of women who are approached by a man, and it appears like they just turn on the stupid switch, and they don't see any mannerism, they don't see anything, they don't see anything. They're just totally focused, fixated on this guy's approaching me. He must like me. I'm focused on that. But in the same breath, you are an exception to this in saying that, well, I check everything out before I make sure that the rooter to the tutor is all in order before somebody approach me. As if to say that all women don't. I think the majority of women are more like you, not like what you describe. I think every woman is checking a man up and down, how he dressed, how he talk, how he. Oh, are you kidding me? If a guy approach you, you just think there's women out here that's just looking up in the sky like, oh, hey, this man approached me. Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
No,
absolutely.
That's not even human nature. It's in your nature. No, it's not. It's in human nature to size up someone, especially if they're approaching you. If a man's approaching you as a woman, you mean to tell me that there's going to be women out here that are not going to be sizing that man up, seeing how he moves, seeing how he dressed, smelling what kind of cologne he has on, seeing how he speaks to how he interacts with other people in the room? You mean to tell me there's women out here that just completely blind? Are you serious?
It's not being completely blind, Darius. It's not about being she Kappa right now. She has to be attracted to who approaches her. And that statement is honestly really far-fetched. It really has nothing to do with what we're talking about right now.
No, are you serious?
Yeah, no, really.
Tori, what in the world? You're falling off the rails.
Please don't do that. Don't start that. If in fact, right, a man is after a woman, and I'm not saying every woman is like myself, because I realize that I am just different in a lot of areas than most women. A lot of women are not like that simply, and we can back that up because there are a lot of women in relationship with bisexual men. There are a lot of women that are in these predicaments. So if in fact this was the case, your question was, how do we get there? That was your question. Your question was, how do they get to this place that they're in a relationship with a bisexual man? And my answer to that was, because their initial thought process is he gay? My thought process is, he is after me. He is in pursuit of me. So if he's in pursuit of me, that means he is interested in who I am and what I have. That's just it. That's it. Everything you asked, how do we get there? Because
I don't agree with that 100%. I hear you. it's just I can't see a situation where there are women out there when a man approach them and they are, let's say he has on a tube shirt, is real tight, he has on real tight jeans, he has acrylic nails on, and this man approaches a woman and she's like, oh, he approached me, so I'm just totally focused on the fact that he's interested in me. I'm totally focused on that. I'm gonna ignore that he has on acrylic nails. But because he approached me, I'm just totally focused on that.
Hey,
that doesn't happen.
Look,
they
what?
out there.
Look, Uzi Vert, he wears nail polish and all kinds of foolishness.
It's called androgyny.
What's the dude that JT?
Y'all reaching. Y'all
what's
reaching.
His name?
That's him, Lil Uzi.
That's Lil
Uzi. But there's another guy too.
It's not reaching.
It is.
Jaden Smith. Jaden Smith also wears nail polish. We're in a totally different day and age, Darius.
Exactly.
So you
have men out here who are blurring the line.
You are talking about people who are famous, who people identify them as a celebrity, and then whatever they are. So of course they're gonna get whatever they want.
So you don't think it's real life people out here who also indulge in blurring the lines?
What I'm saying is there may be people out here indulging in blurring the lines and being androgynous and all this stuff, but I'm saying there's no women that are looking at these people and being oblivious to their androgyny and saying that, oh, they're interested in me. That's all I care about. I don't think there's women out here that do that. Not at all. And I feel that the women who may be attracted to that kind of thing are probably scared of masculine men. They're not.
Probably the most ignorant thing, Darius, that I've heard you say.
How?
Because there are women who don't give a fuck. There are women who don't care. There are women out here who are okay with men having otherworldly sexual preferences.
We're not talking about those women. We're talking about the women who portray as if they don't know. Like they're oblivious to this person being gay.
Why are you so mad at them?
I'm not. I'm just saying. I'm trying to get the record straight. There are women that like bisexual men. They like how they move. They like effeminate, androgynous men. We're not talking about those women because they're cool with it. There's no discussion there. They like what they like, and that's fine. There's no issue. The issue is this subculture of bisexual men that get trashed.
And what I'm saying is the women who say they don't know, no.
Correct. But there has to be a reason why they still go forward with the relationship, even if they know. There has to be a reason why. And I don't think it's because they just walk into the relationship blind. I think that it's because they are afraid of masculine energy. They don't want a real man. They are more in tune with they feel more comfortable with an effeminate man.
It has nothing to do with masculine energy. It's flat out, I'm not getting any younger. Let me go ahead and marry this good man. It's flat out settling. Right. Or I'm just fine with it.
I don't know, guys. I don't.
What is that? What answer are you looking for? What
exactly
are you
looking for?
I'm not looking for an answer. I gave an answer. The answer is because you say on one hand,
and so did we.
I hear y'all, but the evidence doesn't line up with y'all's summation. You're saying that women get to the end of the road and they have this bisexual man, and they're like, you know what?
Does.
I'm gonna have to settle because it's getting that time, and you're a good man, so I'm just gonna suffer with it. But then you have this whole culture of black women who are down in black men because they're bisexual, and explaining and doxing black men because they're saying, see, that's why we can't get no man because y'all on the DL. See, that's why so and so. See, this was wrong with black men. Y'all on the DL and y'all not telling anything.
And that goes back to what I said earlier about women singling out their flaws and basically projecting their issues on other women. I mean, on other men and their situations. That's just pointing the finger.
On that comment.
Hey.
That's good. Oh, he had to have somebody.
You did not have to click on that comment.
Listen, the man knows a good show when he sees one. But yeah,
he clearly has been Jaded. This show.
Yeah, but we'll definitely leave it on that note. To an extent, I agree with you guys. I do think some women do get to the end of the road. They may have a bisexual man, or they may be ugly. Let's be honest, fat and ugly, and they have a bisexual man who's willing to be with them. And like, well, hey,
What's wrong with
better than
being
what I've
fat
been
and
getting.
ugly?
But I
Fat and ugly people are
feel,
in relationships. I'm single.
listen, they are, and some are them in relationships with a bisexual man, and that reason is because
They're
and there
fine
are
with it.
some people out there who will, under no circumstances, that's a deal breaker. You bisexual? No. And and I feel for the bisexual men out here. Not my cup of tea, not my thing. I'm not bisexual. I'm heterosexual. But hey, they have a right to have a preference to choose
Man,
men
it's
or women.
2021. They're getting
They
all the
listen.
play these
This is
days.
No,
this
that's
is
Like,
cap.
this is the
That's not
tweet
true.
nobody's judging
presidency.
anybody these days.
There's
Right.
They
plenty of black
Like,
women judging black men
women
being
are
bisexual.
way
Let's
more
be
accepting
honest.
than men, I will say,
they're
That's
as far as
false.
sexual preference goes.
Nah, no.
time has moved along.
What bubble y'all live in? Black women are
Man,
far
Darius ain't gonna never let us live this down. Can we just go to the
when
next
it
topic?
when it comes to
Next topic.
homosexuality as a whole. I would say women are more accepting of homosexuality as a whole. I
Mm-hmm.
agree with that. But bisexual men, this little subsection, I think women are not as accepting as that because fear of being deceived by bisexual men, and
It
they
is
they
now.
so
We don't
it's
have to. We're because we don't want to be in relationship does not mean that we're not accepting.
Right. That's just not my preference.
you are speaking from your personal stance, and I'm telling you of the women. There's more women out there who are derogatory towards bisexual men than the two women sitting on a panel saying I'm cool with it. That's what I'm saying. I'm
And
saying
I
it's
Just
agree.
it's not
because
an
we
it's
don't want to date you doesn't mean that we don't want to be that we're not accepting. And that's women as a whole. That doesn't mean that
no,
we're
that's not
not.
true,
Absolutely.
Tori. That's
Yes,
you. But there's more women out here who are not accepting of a bisexual men than there are those that would actually be
The
in a relationship.
ignorant ones.
There's more.
It's 2021. Like,
Fair.
it's on TV. Like, it's on social media. Everybody who's anybody is gay these days or bisexual. Like, if it's not your preference, then just move around. But we've wasted enough time as Black women hating ourselves for the things that we don't have or don't have from a Black man. So
Fair
I
point.
mean, if you bisexual and that's not my preference, I appreciate you for being honest with me, but I'm gonna catch you later. I don't
period.
have time to clown you. That's defeating the purpose.
I just
What do I
know
need to clown
that
you for? What do I get from it?
for my personal sanity,
It's
that
not for
isn't something
me.
that I can inject myself into.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Allow you to say.
I hear you. So let's shift gears. We had a really hot topic on the bisexual men, and their husbands, their wives. So let's shift gears to the exes. This is something that we all kind of have a little experience with. We all have some of those pesky exes. They ching ching. You get a little inbox in the middle of the night. You look on your phone. You have sleep crusting your eye. You're like, who is this?
Oh
And
mercy.
it's Tyrone. It's Deshaun. He said, "Hey, big head, what's up? What's good? I ain't seen you in a while. You trying to see what's up?" On the flip side, fellas, you got some of those females. Hey, let's say a guy he gets in a relationship. This always happens. This happened to me many times. He gets in a relationship with a
I millions of
pretty
times.
young thing, and then you get that little comment in the picture that says, okay," or you get the eye emoji, or you get the little inbox that says, oh, "Okay, that's what you like." So you get those messages from those exes, and Erika said that she had a really interesting thing to say about exes, and the question is, would you still be friends with your ex, and is it okay to be friends with your exes? So whoever want to go? I know Tori, you have kind of some real life experiences that you may
Okay.
want to interject. Y'all
Um,
go.
I'll go ahead and jump in first. All right. So I'm gonna just give a little anecdote. All right. So I am in a relationship. um, I am in a relationship. We've been together for a while. Um, I have an ex-boyfriend. We dated 10 years ago. However, he is one of my best friends now. And he comes around, like we hang out. He comes to my house without, I don't need boyfriend supervision when he comes around. We go places together. I mean, it's not on a daily basis, but you know, every blue moon we hang out and we do shit together. And my boyfriend is completely fine with it. And however, I have another boyfriend, well, ex-boyfriend, who probably can't come within 10 feet of my front doorstep. And I say that to say it's two answers to the question. One is it is all about how your relationship ended with said ex, and it's about the comfort of your new partner. So it's conducive to how your new partner feels about your ex or exes in general, and what note you and your ex ended on. So if y'all ended on a sour note and you know in the back of your mind you probably got feelings for this dude still, you probably ain't got no business talking to him. But if you know for a fact, or if y'all been broken up for 10 years like me and my ex, and y'all finally got to a point where y'all grew and knew that y'all spent a lot of time together and y'all grew a friendship inside of that, and when everything's said and done and y'all done both healed and y'all can finally come back and say, hey, we can be friends and be comfortable like me and my ex and my boyfriend, because all three of us even hang out sometimes. Even they built their own little friendship. And so, and I think that's growth. That's maturity from my boyfriend, my current boyfriend.
It's gross.
And that's also growth and
Say now.
maturity
She step
within
bro.
me and my ex.
That just made my stomach hurt a little bit. Only because, let me ask you a question before I jump ahead of myself, because I might be shooting myself in the foot. So you said that you have
Okay.
an ex who is, y'all now friends or whatever. So y'all broke up 10 years ago? Y'all been broken up for 10 years or? Okay. So when you and your boyfriend got
Yes, we've been
together,
broken up for 10 years.
okay. So when you and your boyfriend got together, were you friends with this 10-year ago ex? Were you friends with him and then you got with your boyfriend? Or you and your boyfriend were together and the 10-year ex comes around in the back door and is like,
Yeah, we
okay,
were
we're friends
already
again.
friends.
So you answered your own question. And I say that because it had to be that way. Because there's no man, let's keep it a buck. There's no man that's going to agree for an ex who's out the picture to come into the picture and then try to broker a friendship with you. That doesn't make any sense. And Trash Can Ways is
I
exactly
can't argue
right.
with that. You're
Trash
right.
Can Ways says that he says can't be just friends with someone you had sex with. And think about this. This is how men
You
think.
can if you don't have no feelings for that person
That's
anymore.
not, no. See, as a woman, you would say that, but a man, the only reason why an ex is back in the picture is so he can have sex, so he can hit. What are we talking about, Erica? Come on, dude. What are we
I
talking about?
disagree fully.
If
I
you have a
fully disagree.
boyfriend and the ex
Fully in
comes
all
around,
caps, I fully disagree.
you can all caps all day, but you cannot. And Trash Can Wade said something else, very important. This is a man. This is not. This is a totally his own man. And he says this. He says he's speaking to one of the people in the chat. He says, "Yeah, Taria." He says, "I never call an ex just to hang out and talk, because as men, that's not how we wired. If we have an ex and we're reaching out to this ex, we have ulterior motives. Our motives are not pure. We're not trying to have a friendship with you. That's not the reason why you get that phone call. Not at all." So for you to have an ex that's your bestie and y'all all hang out, it's because you introduce a friendship to your boyfriend. So it's like his introduction of him is a friendship, not an ex. But had you and your boyfriend already been dating for a while, and here this 10-year-old ex comes around and he's like, "Hey, Erica, I want to be friends." That's a whole different story.
Oh no, if he came out of nowhere, and I agree with you on that, because if he just came out of nowhere, I was like, let's be friends again, he probably would have got blocked, honestly. And so I'm with you on that. But at the same time, me and my now bestie, we've built something. You know what I'm saying? We were together for a lot of years, so we couldn't just put that to the side. And trash can waves. I have been around exes. I would have to agree when you said you can't be friends with somebody you used to have sex with. That's a lie. If you no longer have feelings for that person, just because we maybe had sex once or twice don't mean I want to fuck you now.
Speak for yourself. As a woman, I can't really attest to that. That's probably true. But as a man, a man literally has nothing else to talk about. And I'm gonna get into why I'm gonna theorize why men reach out to their exes a little later. But dang, Tori, just when I'm about to get to her, because she had a really interesting thing to say about exes as well, and she's I don't know what's going on. There you go, Tori, talk to us about exes.
I'm cool. Yeah, so no, I don't befriend necessarily exes. It's not a thing for me. I just don't. I don't believe in it. We can be amicable, we can be cordial. However, we are not going to be friends at all. And that's just my personal preference because I am, and it's not necessarily about how it ended. I know for me, I'm gonna try to make it work, right? And I would much rather you not get involved with you in that way if we're not going to make it work. But if in the event,
Got a little fan. That's what's up.
in the event that it doesn't work, because I know that I have poured all of myself into being in a relationship or in a romantic relationship with you, there is no way that I can now pull away from that and be your friend. I can't do that. And I'm not gonna do it. Exes, I don't entertain conversations. I don't date backwards. I don't date nothing. I don't date twice. I can't do it. I don't do that. If it's
Erica,
done,
why are you saying period? You are friends with an ex for 10 years, and you and your current boyfriend and your ex go out and have ice cream.
So
like, what are we
we're
talking
friends.
about?
She said dating backwards. I'm not dating this man. We're friends. I'm not
If-
dating him. We're friends. And I have no intentions on going backwards to date him. We're just friends.
If you and this friend go out
platonic,
if you go out platonically to a bar and you guys have dinner or lunch or something, that's a date. You can have dates with your friends, and that's a date.
Okay, so if I go out with my best friend, who's also a woman, it's a date. We go out and have drinks every Friday. Listen, that's a date.
A date is
come on,
when
Darius.
A date is listen.
No.
A date is when you set aside a time for an appointed event. If I say, "Hey, Erica,"
God, this guy,
right? Like
that's literally the definition of a date.
Not have to be so literal.
If I say, "Erica, check it, Friday night, we're gonna go to the bowling alley," that's a date.
Urban Dictionary definition.
Listen, that's me. When you set aside a time to do something, and usually in like a when it's like a fun activity or dinner or something like that.
So in Darius's terms, I am dating my best friend. I'm dating my mama. I'm dating my grandma. I'm dating my auntie. I'm dating my sisters. I'm dating everybody in your terms, Darius, because the dictionary calls dating setting a time and place that we're going to meet up and do something that we plan to do. That's a date.
The date is the appointment. You put something on the schedule, that's a date. I mean, it doesn't mean that it's
that's not false. That's not false at all. That is 1,000% true. But just in regards to what we are talking about, Darius,
right? That's not relevant.
What we're in,
it is relevant.
What we're talking about. No, it is not.
Because look,
we're not talking about dating.
I'm gonna put it on me.
We're not talking about that with anybody. We're talking about with
I was talking about hanging out with my ex.
Listen, I had to give
I do sometimes.
I'm gonna leave that one alone.
We gonna leave that one alone.
No, I'm
Me
just
and Tori
saying
both
this
looking like,
guy, he is my best friend, but he's also my ex. We hang out.
No, it was the last phrase.
The last little part was like,
Oh no, sorry. I may have worded it wrong, but I don't
Yeah.
do him, but we do hang out.
No worries.
here's the thing.
And there's no bad blood. Like there's no intentions there.
Erika, please.
No intentions.
But here's what I'm saying. I have to define a date because people think that a date is just a man or woman getting dinner in a romantic setting, and that's a romantic date. But people outside of that can have.
But
dates
when we
too.
use that word, that's the tone.
I'll get it. That's why I had to broaden it
True
up.
indeed, but that's
I
the
brought it
tone
up.
when we use that word.
But follow me. You guys gotta follow.
We don't need it to be broadened in this context.
Exactly.
Yes, we do.
We know what we
because listen. So let's put it on me. Let's say I have and I have an ex that we're cool with, but there are boundaries to that. But we'll get to that later. I have an ex. All right. And we were together for a little while, but we were friends before and we were friends after. Okay. So we had a friendship leading in and leading out. So let's say she comes into town and I say, hey, let's on Friday night, let's go downtown to Wild Wings. Let's get some wings. Okay. I made a date with this girl. Now it's not romantic, but it's a date, right? I set a time, appointed time or whatever, and that's cool. Now, let's say I have Tori on the other hand. Me and Tori, we never dated. We've always been friends from day one, from Jump Street, from Skippity Skip. And I say, hey, Tori, let's go to Wild Wings on Friday. It's a date. It's a friendship date. It's not a romantic date. And she's like, cool. We've been doing this all the time or whatever. My wife is going to look at me going out with Tori on Friday way differently than she's going to look at me going out with my other friend who I used to date for a period of time. And we're friends. I'm saying, hey, we came out the relationship as friends. She's not going to accept this arrangement because even though they're both dates, even though we're both friends, even though it's supposed to be both platonic, the history surrounding this date holds a little bit more weight than the history surrounding this date. And I don't see, I can't fathom, especially if you were sexually active with this person. And again, you said something also very important. You say that there's no feelings there. There's no emotions there. There's past friendship. But you're speaking on his behalf. And even though you may want to know him as much as you say that you want to know him, and you may feel like you know him in the back of your hand, you cannot guarantee to know how he really feels about you to say that you're strictly platonic when you're not in his skin and can feel what he feels.
That's true.
He may just get some sort of pleasure by just being in your presence. Like that might just be enough for him. That doesn't mean that he's still not in love with you or has some sort of desire to be with you in that way, but he's able to suppress it by just being in your presence. You know what I mean? So that he's still able to be in your presence.
How could he not? Look at me. No, I'm kidding.
All right.
But
so if you break up with your boyfriend,
I'm just saying. And that's fine too. But hey, bro, suppress it. Suppress that. Keep it suppressed.
I can't do it.
But my whole argument is it's been 10 years. If over the course of 10 years, you haven't had an opportunity, not once, as many times as we have been alone, to confess your undying love for me, if it existed, don't you think it would have been done by now?
No, because men are not built that way. A man can be in love with a woman for 20 years and never tell her. Just because he's weighing the options. He's saying that, okay, she's in a relationship or, it looks like she's moved on. So even though I feel this way, I ain't gonna press it because, hey, she moved on and it'll be a waste of time.
You just better not say nothing.
But that's what but you friends with him.
You controlling y'all's relationship.
How am I controlling it if I don't know?
For y'all's relationship, and you're now controlling the
Tori,
relationship.
How
hell
am
is
I
freezing
controlling
over.
it if I
I,
don't know? We just
I
speaking
agree
on
with
what
Tori a little
ifs.
bit.
Well,
We just speaking on what ifs.
that's true. Well, you said that he better not confess, right?
Right. Don't.
Because
I
what that
prefer
will
that you
do is
didn't.
right. But what that would
Shake the
do is that
ground.
that will shake the ground, right?
Hmm.
But what if he actually wants to?
I'd rather not know. Going back to our other conversation, ignorance is bliss at this point. So if you do have some suppression or some type of undying love for me, I'd rather you not tell me because that's going to jeopardize
Erica, what the
your
hell?
position in my life.
You chose to be
But that
friends with
makes
an
yeah,
ex.
Yeah.
You
What?
chose to be friends with your ex as if he won't
Yes,
ever have
but
any
right now
feelings.
he's a friend. I don't look at him as an ex. I look at him as a friend.
Who
He
cares?
won't. I mean, at this point, bro, if you ain't said it, don't say it.
Nah, it don't work like that. You can't control how people
If you
feel.
haven't said it, don't say it, bro.
You can't control
Leave
how people
well enough
feel.
alone.
And that's why
You're
being
right. I can't, but just know if you're listening, best friend, if you got some feelings, bro, keep them deep down inside. You better
and that
write them
man
in a
hit it
journal and
too.
then burn it because I don't want to hear that.
That man was in
stop
that
it.
thing, smacking that thing too. Come on. You think he
15 years
forgot that?
ago. Like it's
You
been
think,
10 years. Yo, you
bro,
wild.
men will sit with other fellas and we
And
will
I
talk
feel
about
like if you
chicks.
want to be my friend, that's all that matters.
It's like you looking at it through only your eyes, only as if be damn with how he feel or whatever. It don't matter. Keep how you feel to yourself. It don't matter. We friends, and that's all I care about. And that's what
Because if
women
he
do.
felt away, then yeah. Period.
Well, yeah,
No,
well,
it's
that's why I
not.
say totally no, because I know how much I invest in relationships, and there is no way I can just suppress that at some point and say, hey, we're better off as friends. I would rather just be your friend from Jump Street than trying to do something that may not work. And we don't know if any relationship will really work. I'm very much aware of that. You don't go in knowing that it'll last forever. But I
True.
know that if in fact we're better friends, let's not trouble the waters. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that
Trash
Yes.
can.
after this,
Trash
I'm
can
not gonna be
speaking
your friend.
facts.
Yo,
I'm
trash
gonna be
can
your
wave,
friend.
relax. He is not. He is not my backup plan. Number one, and number two, to answer your first question, I'm not jeopardizing anything simply because my boyfriend, my current boyfriend, is okay with our friendship. He is
I
not
wonder why he's
threatened by
okay
my
with that.
ex. He
I
does
don't
not feel a way about our relationship
I don't know,
because he's
man.
not threatened. For a man, that's all that matters. He's not
That's
threatened.
respect, bro.
And for him
I
to give me his
respect
blessing
it.
is okay because at the end of the day, if at any moment my boyfriend were to say, hey, yo, Erica, I don't feel comfortable with your best friend coming over here or your ex-boyfriend coming over here and y'all kicking it the way y'all do, I would cut it out. I would do that because me and my boyfriend have been through enough and we've been together long enough for him to say, hey, yo, cut that off. And I'm going to be like, okay,
And shout out
without
to him,
question.
man.
But if he's comfortable with it, so am I.
I
All that matters.
don't get how he's comfortable with it. Shout out to you, bro. Respect, bro. I hope to be more. I guess you can call me insecure, or whatever. Hell, I don't care. But I don't. I can't fathom a man. You are my chick's ex. Y'all don't. He don't clap the cheeks and all this stuff. Y'all don't had a whole history. Y'all have restaurants where y'all went to and had memories, and then y'all had places where y'all probably had a little sneak and did do at the park or something, or behind Lowe's or something. Y'all, we know how we do in
But see, you
relationships.
thinking too deep into it. Every spouse that we have has been with somebody before us. And so them just ugly thoughts, them just insecurities. Why are you thinking about me possibly fucking around with my ex?
Cause he's your
You know what
he's
I'm
cause
saying?
he coming to the house eating ice
Not
cream.
now, but I'm saying back then.
That's not the point. The point is that
But
you
if
guys had a
you have
relationship.
thoughts, those are called intrusive thoughts, and that is insecurity. That's an insecurity.
How's it
The fact that you sitting there thinking about what me and my ex used to do when we were in a relationship, that's insecure. Because I can't sit here, if I sit here and think, if me and you were together And I'm sitting here getting mad at every ex that you have because y'all done possibly had sex in every room of this house. And I'm sitting here getting upset at that. Doesn't that make me insecure? That's literally what an insecurity is.
You're detaching the most important part of the whole argument. Worrying about exes in and of itself is one thing. Your ex is coming to the house playing Xbox. He's coming to the house playing PlayStation with your boyfriend. You guys hang out. You say you guys hang out together. You say you and your boyfriend,
Yep.
ex-boyfriend, now best friend is go
Yep.
out and hang out. That's totally different. He's an ex that's still
Yep.
very much in the picture. And to be honest, he's in a kind of a prime spot. He's in a friendship spot to where he probably anything that go on, let's be honest, just keep it a buck. So you mean to tell me that when you and your boyfriend get in an argument, do you go to your ex of 10 years, your new bestie? Do you go to him and you say, you talk about the relationship, talk about if things ain't going wrong or going right? Do you have those conversations with your bestie?
No.
But he's your best
No,
friend.
because my policy is you do not. Well, my personal policy is I don't talk about what's going on in my relationship outside of my relationship. If we can't fix it first, then it doesn't need to be discussed until it's fixed between us first. But one thing I don't do, I don't talk about my relationship problems to my mama. I don't talk about my relationship problems to my best friend. I don't until the problem has been fixed already.
Okay,
And
so the
then maybe
problem's
I
been
will talk
fixed.
about it so that I can relate it and help somebody else.
Okay. Okay. But you don't so it's your own personal policy
But
not
that's
to.
pillow talk to me, and I don't do that.
Okay, so he don't ask about your relationship. He don't say, "Well, how are you and so doing?" Yeah, I'm doing good. You just give a generic answer. Life is
No,
crumbling
we don't
down, but
talk about relationships. We don't
is he
talk
your
about our
friend?
no.
So y'all
No,
just
we
hang
don't
out,
talk
play
about our
PlayStation?
relationships. Like, yes, he's a friend. Yes, that's it. Like I said, we don't first of all, we don't hang out every single day. He's my best friend because of the history we have, because we've been friends for so long. That's why he's my best friend, because he's probably one of the only people in this world to know me very well. That's why we're best friends. Best friends is not conducive to what we talk about. He's my best friend because when we do link up, it's just that we linking up, catching up, and then maybe I won't see this man another 2 months. We don't talk
Okay.
on the phone every day.
I had a question that I was gonna ask earlier.
What?
Go ahead, Tori.
Do you think, honest question, do you think that you struggle with letting people go?
No.
You don't think so?
Because like I said earlier, if my boyfriend said, "Hey, cut that off," it's cut off without
But
question.
he has to
I've
make
never
that
had a problem with
decision.
letting somebody go. I will block you.
You didn't make that decision. He would have to say, "Hey, I don't feel comfortable, old
Because
buddy."
if he because it's all based off of his comfort. I'm comfortable with it. It's because it's
Well,
based off of his comfort at this point. If I'm comfortable with it, I'm gonna keep doing it. But if he vocalizes to me that he's not okay with it, I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna shut it down then.
Okay, so let's say your best friend of 10 years or whatever. Let's say that he confesses to you, "Hey, I actually do have feelings for you, and
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't know how to tell you because you was in a relationship." Do you cut the bestie off
Right.
now?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm? You speaking kind
Yes.
of low. Okay, so you okay,
Absolutely.
okay, man. Let's reverse it because Trash Can has a very good point. Now, let's say that your significant other
Trash can stir in the pot.
had exactly. Let's say your significant other
Mm-hmm.
had a girl. Let's say they used to date back in the day. They used to get it in. What now?
Right.
Whatever. Broke up, but they've actually maintained a friendship kind of
Mm-hmm.
throughout or whatever. They see each other every so often. Blah blah blah. Okay. So he comes into the relationship with you. He
Mm-hmm.
already has his friend that from way back when they used to get it in. Do you also offer him that same comfort? Are you comfortable with
Mm-hmm.
him having an ex as a friend?
take
You
your
said
time.
Well,
Be
yes.
I got
honest.
a story for that too.
Just
Um,
make it short.
Yep, his best friend, and I'm gonna tell you why I say it. His best friend is all just well, I ain't gonna say his best friend, but they're best friends because that's also the mother of his child. They
That
talk
don't
on the
count.
phone
That don't count.
every single day.
That don't count. That don't count.
And I had no, it
That don't
counts
count. No, it
because you
doesn't.
have situations where mother and father don't talk every day. Where they just put the kid on the phone and they don't
Nah, that
speak.
don't, Erica. That don't count.
However, they have a healthy relationship.
That
And
don't
at
count.
first, let me finish. But at first, I wasn't okay with it. I was uncomfortable at first. I was like, why? It was weird to me that they had a great relationship at first. It was weird to me that they had a great relationship because shoot, I didn't come from that. I didn't come from seeing two people raise a child who are not together without some type of drama. So at first it bothered me. But now that I am older and I am wiser, shoot, we cool. We done all hung out before. I done hung out with the mother of his child, and I'll do it again. I'm okay with it. I had to get okay with it because at the end of the day, they have a kid together. So this woman is going to be in my life as long as I'm in my boyfriend's life. And some women can't grasp that. Some
I
women
need.
ain't okay with their man being friends with their baby mama because they thinking they doing some underhanded shit on the back end.
I need some Alka Seltzer on this one. Um, Erica,
So tell me where I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, tell me.
because look,
No. I don't believe that you're wrong. That's your dynamic. If y'all's dynamic work for y'all, it works for y'all. I don't
We're a
agree.
blended family.
I don't agree. I could not do it, but if that's your dynamic and it works,
What part couldn't you do? The baby mama?
all of it.
oh my
All of
God,
I
it.
mean,
I have
But
a.
who are we to tell her that she is wrong for the dynamic that works for them? Who are we? Who are we to say that you're wrong?
I'm me to tell her that she's what's. I'm not here to judge the rightness or wrongness of it. Whatever you do is whatever you do. But Negro, you just got on the stream and you led off with saying that you had an ex that was your best friend when you got in the relationship. He was already your
yeah.
bestie. You see each other every now and then.
Uh-huh.
And then you turn around and he has to talk to his ex because she's the mother of his child. There is no real connection between you and your ex. Tomorrow he can
Right.
leave out the face of the earth and there's nothing left behind there. You just have memories.
No,
But
there isn't.
he has to be
But
in contact.
that's also the same reason that I could tell. That's also the same reason that I could leave my ex-boyfriend behind if my current boyfriend wasn't okay with it. The fact that we don't have any connection. We don't have any kids. We don't have anything tying us to each other. So if my boyfriend ever gets to the point where he feels like he's not okay with it,
I need you to follow.
I won't be okay with it anymore either. And I will pull the cord. And I'm fine with that.
I need you to follow me on this. You came into a relationship with the ex that was your best
Okay.
friend, and you met your current boyfriend in a situation to
Right.
where he's having a relationship with his baby mother. And you just said out of your own mouth, at first, you was what?
Right.
Uncomfortable with the arrangement that he had with his baby mother. But at the same time, you just brought a nigga that you was dating before your ex into the relationship as a best friend. How can you get mad at? How can you feel uncomfortable on the onset with
Yes.
him being with his baby mom when you brought a best friend that you used to be an ex with? Make that make sense.
I didn't know the dynamic. I didn't know the dynamic.
Good night. Cholo.
And I mean, that just comes from being young and still battling with my own insecurities. What do you mean show's over? Let me just speak. Let me just speak honestly.
Speak your heart.
Yes, I was uncomfortable with it. And it's as humans, I feel like we're all gonna feel like if it's somebody I know that you dealt with in the past, I'm always gonna have my eyebrow raised until I get to the point myself to where I see that there's nothing else. So maybe my boyfriend, my current boyfriend now, has gotten to the point with my ex of 10 years to where he's seeing the dynamic of our friendship and he's like, oh, that man ain't a threat to me. And then I've finally gotten to the point to him and his baby mama's relationship where I'm just like, oh, she's not a threat to me. Let's be a family. So that's where I am now. That's where
That
I'm at.
fanboy's gotta stop.
This,
Yo, he is wow.
He gotta stop.
listen, he's right.
No,
As
it's not
as a
because I have
man,
my own friend. Like
if
I'm not spiteful. I
most
came into the relationship with this.
and he
What
came
do
in a
you
relationship with
mean?
his baby mom. He can't help that he had a child with another woman, and he's trying to broker some type of co-parenting
And I
agreement
can't help
with
that
her.
I'm friends with my ex.
But this is men are
You
seeing a double standard. They're seeing you talk out one side of your mouth and then boo boo out the other.
That's not
This
a double standard.
is
It's
exactly
only a
right.
double
You can
standard if
bring.
my boyfriend said, I don't want you hanging with this man.
Do you hear
That's
your thought
it. That's when it's a
process?
double standard, and I disagree.
Your thought process is to bring an ex into the relationship as the
Yep.
best
Loud
friend,
and
but
clear.
at the same time, I'm gonna feel uncomfortable
you
to
are
an extent
caricature.
with my boyfriend's ex, baby mama. I
Yeah,
feel
no.
uncomfortable with this arrangement, but nobody should feel
Mm-mm.
uncomfortable with my ex though. We was just besties, no platonic,
He probably felt. He probably felt. I never said that. He probably did feel uncomfortable at first. Maybe he did. I don't know. We never really talked about it to that extent. But who's to say he didn't feel uncomfortable at first? But it's something we both had to work through.
There are some people that I've dated in times past that I wish I would have never dated because they would make awesome friends to me. I can say that. But because we
Because
have,
what?
I said there's some people that I have dated that I wish I had never dated because I know that we would make awesome friends. But
Mm,
because we have dated, I can't be your friend. I
mm.
can't be your friend. Unfortunately, I cannot be your friend. But
And
there
for
are some
me,
people
it
that
was
I
the
wish.
opposite.
Yeah.
For me, it was
Um,
the opposite. We dated first and then we became awesome friends. And that's just what it is. We
but why
dated
couldn't we
and
do
then it
that
was
in
just like, you know what?
relationship?
I would rather we were friends in a
that's a good point,
relationship
Tori.
and that's
Why couldn't
how it
we?
ended up being just a platonic relationship.
Well, why couldn't we work this hard to be such good friends within our relationship? If we're such good friends now, why couldn't we have done this in the relationship? Right?
And see, that's the thing. We built a better friendship in our relationship than we did an actual relationship. Like toward the end of our relationship, it became more of a friendship than a physical attraction and a physical connection or on a relationship level. We cultivated a friendship more than we did an actual relationship. So that's
Mhm.
when we drew the line in the sand and was like, yo, this is what it's going to be. And so since then, that's what it's always been.
The fellas ain't really trying to hear what you're saying, Erica, and I get it. I get it. I mean, to each his own. But it's befuddling to me that you brought an ex to your relationship as a friend, and he has essentially brought an ex to the relationship as some type of friend for the better of their child, for the betterment or for the good of their child, and you felt uncomfortable with this arrangement when it first came down, but you expected no one to feel uncomfortable with your arrangement when it's the exact same thing. It's like you couldn't see your arrangement in the
I
same
never
light
said
that
that. You
you were
putting words
seeing
in my
this.
mouth. I never said that.
Never said what.
I never said that I didn't expect for him. I never said that I didn't expect for him to feel uncomfortable with my friendship with my ex. I never said that.
Let me ask you a
But what I
question.
did say
Okay.
was from the jump. Okay.
Oh, go ahead. I'm listening.
Okay. What I did say was I am open. I was always open from the beginning of him saying that that he wasn't comfortable with our friendship, but that never happened.
You never brought it up.
I wasn't expecting anything.
I don't even know what that means. That just
Who's
hit
to say
me.
I did?
Did you bring? I asked you. Did you have a conversation about your ex with your current boyfriend? And you said no. It never came up.
Yes, we've had this conversation multiple times, and from the beginning, it never came up because he never felt threatened by him to bring it up, to make it an issue.
No.
Okay. Okay. So to be clear, have you talked about this? Have you talked about the
Right.
boyfriend, best friend? Have you talked about it? Yes or no? Because it's like you were saying
Yes.
a bunch of stuff, and it kind of confused me.
She
So
said yes.
you guys talked about it, and who brought it up?
Honestly, I can't remember details, but the one thing I do know, I mean,
Nigga, but two people in
what
a
do you mean?
relationship.
I don't remember, but the one thing I do remember is him saying, I'm
I'm
not
sorry for
threatened by
laughing,
him.
girl. I promise. I
It's
am.
okay. It's Darius with his antics.
It's so
But
crazy.
This is why
exactly. But
Trash
the
Can Waves
point
is
of the
getting
matter
on.
is, it's the answer for me. And the answer is, I'm not threatened by him. Trash
That's
Can Waves is something else. Nobody pawn.
exactly. Cause how can a conversation when you the only two niggas in the room and you don't remember who brought up something that's important as your ex who's your best friend? I don't know who brought it up. I don't know how you got on
I
the
don't
subject.
remember
Come on,
because it was
Erica.
so long. Me and my current boyfriend have been together for a long time. We've been together for a long time.
That's not a conversation where you just forget details. You may not remember every single period and comma of the conversation.
Yes, it is when
but
it's not a factor.
if it wasn't a factor, it would have never got
It
brought
is
up to
when it's not a
begin with.
factor. That conversation wasn't a factor.
You say it's not a factor, but somebody brought the
Says
conversation
who?
up.
Other people have a problem with us being friends.
Erica,
So then when other people bring it up, that's when we have to discuss it amongst ourselves to make sure that neither one of us is tripping.
because to other people, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that for some people, not me, but for some people, you
It's
having a
not
friend.
for y'all to make sense. Y'all not
I'm
in our
just,
relationship.
hey, you don't got to get defensive. I'm just letting you know how it sounds from the outside looking in. It
I'm
sounds
not,
like you expected to bring a
and that's
friend that's
fine. I am more than happy to answer any questions.
okay. So okay, I'm getting distracted. I'm getting so distracted by the trash can. He's going crazy. But it just for the people watching at home, and
Yes.
I may be, I'm sure that if I see this way, then I'm sure other people would see this in some similar fashion. But it seems like you came in this relationship expecting your best friend, who was your ex, you expected this not to be a big deal. Okay, because you don't even remember if you brought up the conversation to your boyfriend. You don't remember if you said, "Hey, boyfriend, my friend, we used to go together. Is that something that would be okay with you?" It ain't like you had that conversation for you can't remember. So it seems like you walked into the relationship with an ex that's your bestie, and you expected this not to be a big deal, and yet your significant other comes around. And in a way, listen, I dealt with this, so I know. In a way, you're forced to kind of have a relationship with your significant other if you have a child, if you care about the child. Now, if you don't care about the child and you hate the other person's guts, then you have an arrangement where you don't even speak to the other person, but that's really toxic or harmful to the child. But when you care about the child, you care about the dynamic of the relationship between the baby's mom and the father, then you try to have some type of cordial relationship for the sake of the child, for the sake of your own mental health. And he's bringing this to the relationship, and you're saying, "Hold on, nigga, like this kind of makes me uncomfortable. I'm kind of uncomfortable with this arrangement." But people are seeing you bringing a similar arrangement into the relationship, and you're saying, and you're giving the impression. I'm not saying that you're saying or anything, but you're giving the impression like this is supposed to be okay, but your situation is not. That had to warm up to me. I ain't really cool with that on Front Street. I need to warm up to that. That's what this sounds like. It sounds like a contradiction, it's a double standard. That's what it sounds like. Right or wrong? Chat,
It can
talk to
sound
me.
like that. It can sound like that.
Cause
I said
Jesus
what I said.
Darius,
Christ.
I am done with you tonight.
And going back to, and this is why I agree with Tori. This is why I feel like
I'm so done with you.
it's so hard to be
Rapid
friends.
fire in your mouth.
Yeah, I had to because I turned into a baby just now because I don't know what happened. But I agree with you, Tori. Like, it's so hard to be friends with your exes because there's so many dynamics. You have exes that have to be friends because they have a child together. You have exes that are friends because, let's say, they used to talk or whatever, but they're co-workers and they work together. So this person sees their ex every day, every other day at the job. So there are situations where an ex, you're in proximity and you may have to have some type of engagement with that ex. But it, Erica, in your situation, and I'm not in it, so you know your situation better than anybody, and that's perfectly fine. We hope the best for everything, and you got it under control. But it just seems on the outside looking in how tricky the ex's situation is, especially when you're saying I didn't feel comfortable with my boyfriend's ex baby mama because of what they had going on. You have to kind of over time kind of grow into that. And it's like, most men would say, well, I don't give a damn how long y'all been friends. I need a woman to this dude who is your ex. We see him as your ex. That friend we don't quite see, and it is just, it's such a tricky, slippery slope to, I don't know.
It's real. It's real. It's real simple. My biggest argument in that will be, why couldn't we work so well during the relationship to be friends? Because honestly, a friendship can really sustain if you're really friends within your relationship. It can sustain if you're honest with your friend. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's why my friendships are so well. That if I had to date any of my male friends, it would really work because we are good friends and we work
Yeah,
at being good friends. Like, you know what
correct.
I'm saying? If you work at it in the relationship, it'll work. It can work. But if in fact we have to end to and do what we could have done in the relationship, it's kind of like, come on, with her. I mean, nah, we good. We could have. There was time for
Uh,
that. There
to
was a
answer
time period
that,
for
I
that.
feel like, yeah. But to answer that, I feel like some people are just not meant to be together, and that's just that.
That's true.
And
Yeah, go ahead.
for another question, I
Mhm.
feel like how different is it dealing with someone, a significant other who has a baby mama or a baby daddy, than them being friends with an ex? What's the difference?
The difference is
One
the
is
child. What are you talking
one
about?
is one comes with responsibility. The other one is a choice.
Okay, so aside
That's
from the
correct.
child, what if they are still friends? What if they got a friendship? What if they talk on the
Then it,
phone? What if they talk about the shit that's going on in each other's lives, even though they have a child? What's the difference?
That's a
the
that's a choice, and
child,
then
the
no.
child, like,
So are you saying I'm supposed to stop my boyfriend and say, hey, y'all can't be having them kind of conversations. Y'all need to
No,
keep it short to
you
no, no one
you
just
said that
talking
at
can't
all.
about the kid.
you can't do that.
Exactly. So
You
what's the
absolutely
difference?
can't.
There isn't a difference.
No, there is a
There's no
difference.
difference
The
between me having a, a ex as a best friend and me dating someone who has
It's a big
a
difference.
child with another
Erica,
I
person.
are you
want to go with
okay?
you, but there's a big
Are you
The
difference.
only
okay?
difference is that they have a kid, but they've
That's
also
the
built a
biggest difference.
friendship outside of them having a kid,
Here's the
like adult relationships do. Like when you have a kid and you're grown and you've let all your insecurities go and you've properly healed, you don't have a choice but to become friends with the person that you made a kid with.
No, Erica,
However,
no.
you have people out there,
Mm-mm.
you have people out there who are not okay with them being friends with their people.
I
There's
don't.
co-parenting, and then there's being friends.
Co-parenting, friends. I mean, there's a thin
Everything.
line between co-parenting and being friends.
There really isn't. Think about this. There's a psychology to a child, right? And if you want your child to grow up and have examples of good relationships, then some parents go above and beyond and try to pair actual friendship with each other so that their child can see that, okay, they're not together, but they have a friendship. It makes the dynamic of having a child easier. It makes certain conversations easier. Because say, what if your child needs to go to the doctor and you need to have a conversation on what doctor to go to? If you have a friendship, those conversations are easier because you don't feel like either person has a particular motive for certain things that they do with the child. When you have a friendship, it kind of curves all those motives, curves all those bad feelings that you may intentionally or unintentionally put a child in the middle of. Because you have a friendship, those motives are gone. So there is 100% a a more focused reason to develop a friendship with the father or mother of your child. Now, there are limits to that friendship that are different from the limits that you're talking about. Because does your significant other's baby mom, does she hang out with y'all, play PlayStation and Xbox? Does she go out for ice cream with y'all?
If she wanted to,
That's not my question. Does she? Do y'all currently
yes,
have that type of relationship? Girl, please. But again, the friendship,
yes, we do.
the child is the foundation of that friendship because they want to have a healthy environment for their child to grow into, as opposed to you and this dude who had history to. It seems like the only reason y'all friends is something that happened 10 years ago, and y'all holding on to that as the basis of y'all friendship, which is totally different from the motive for why two people would be friends that have a child together. Trash can seeing it differently. I don't know if he's right, but he's saying that she's hurt by the relationship her boyfriend has with the baby mother.
Ooh,
So it'll only get
threatened.
worse if she has a child with her boyfriend. She's
Wow, not
threatened.
even.
Erica
That's
says she doesn't feel
controversial.
threatened.
Not
That's very
even.
controversial.
That's controversial as fuck, and I'm not certain simply because I have met this woman. We have gotten drunk together. I have her number. She sends me pictures of my future stepson. I'm not certain about her at all. Like I said earlier, we are a blended family,
Your future
and we
stepson.
all communicate and we all hang out if we need
Okay,
to.
you're saying it
At
right.
some point, I plan for it to be my future stepson.
Oh, okay, 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 okay,
What do
okay.
you
Okay,
mean?
I
But
I'm with you
we
now.
have a relationship, and yeah, there's no bad blood between us. We've had conversations. We've talked about certain things. Their child is okay and comfortable being around me with just me and him. So there's no reason for me to be threatened. And
I
I don't need to be friends with my ex-boyfriend to one up my current boyfriend's relationship with my baby mama. Number one, I ain't got time for that type of pettiness. And number two, I'm barely friends with myself. So why do I have time to go and be friends with somebody from 10 years ago? It's just something that happened after we got out of a relationship and the shit stuck. Point blank, period. I'm not trying to prove nothing by being friends with my ex. The only thing I'm trying to prove here in this matter is the fact that I believe from experience that it is okay to be friends with your ex after you guys have gotten to that point.
We agree to disagree. All is well.
what I hear what you're saying, Erica, and I don't want to get too deep into it because it seems like it's very personal to
Uh
you,
huh.
but it just I
I
don't.
mean, it's not affecting my emotions or anything, but I just want people to understand that, like, I'm not compromising anything. I'm not. Well, I'm good over here, basically.
You spoke
We
about
good.
you and the baby mom's relationship, like when the question was brokered about your
Hmm.
significant other. and the baby mom's relationship, and this notion of being threatened, so to speak, you immediately pointed to you and the baby mom relationship. So, but the threatened part comes through your significant other's relationship with the baby mom, and your relationship with her has really nothing to do with that concept. So, how do you feel about the relationship he has with the
Not
baby
at all.
mom? How do you feel about the
I'm
relationship with the
fine
baby?
with it.
Would you be
Like I
okay?
said in the beginning,
You say you hang out alone with your bestie. Would it be okay if he hung out alone with her?
yeah, they have before.
Okay.
I got a question. Do you think that you are turning a blind eye, or could it be? Could you potentially be exiting out a main factor that there may be? He might not be interested in her, but she possibly is interested in him, maybe slightly, and she is willing to. And like I said before, she's willing to be in good relationship with you to stay to keep this dynamic of being so personable with him going. And same for
Um,
your best friend as well. Do you think that he is pacifying his feelings and also being so cool with your boyfriend to keep you in close proximity and keep this, very personal relationship with you going? Do we think, are you potentially exiting that portion out?
no, I'm not exiting it out. I mean, as a human being, I toy with all of those thoughts. But I'm gonna say toyed with because I'm at a point in my life where if it's an issue, it's gonna show itself. It's gonna make itself seen. I'm comfortable in my situations right now to where I feel like everybody is playing their role the way it needs to be played. And if things were to shift, then I'll handle those shifts accordingly. But I'm perfectly okay. I trust everybody in my circle right now. And I trust that everybody just out here playing their part the way it should be, the way they should be played. But
I,
right
I
now,
can
the only
receive
thing
that.
I could do, yeah, the only thing I could
Fair
do is
point.
just go with the flow and roll with the punches. But right now, I'm good and I'm comfortable with everything I stand
I
firm
like I said,
on what's
I
going on.
understand your dynamic. If your dynamic works for you, it works for you. I'm happy that it does. The only reason that I really asked that question is because I don't know. I'm just very proactive in all things. I
Mm-hmm.
try to be as proactive as possible, so almost to a fault that I try. It can be seen as maybe being a little bit controlling.
A
I
little
like
bit.
to I like to kind of filter out what could potentially be an issue, right?
But that's
And
dangerous. I can't, because one thing I can't do is make him feel a way for having a positive relationship for the father, for the mother, with
no,
the
no, no,
mother of
not
his
that.
child. But that's what happens when you try to be proactive sometimes, because proactivity also invokes overthinking. If you're constantly trying to get ahead of things before they happen, that's me overthinking every little thing and me overanalyzing every little detail down to me ultimately assuming that they got something going on when it probably ain't nothing but them having conversations about their kid.
You're right. You're absolutely right. You're 100% right. That's why I'm a little bit different, but I only spoke about that in regards to the relationship with your the chosen relationship, not the one that we can't
Right.
control, because there is
Yeah.
no controlling or any
Yeah, I
changing the
can't do nothing
relationship
about that.
with
Yeah.
her. I promote positive, any bit of a positive relationship with um people that you have children with that you are no longer maybe
Absolutely, because that's a
romantically with.
hard thing to come by. Yeah,
It
that's
is,
hard to see these days.
but I do
And so
like
I'm just happy.
restriction. I do believe in
Hmm.
restriction on some of those relationships, because if that's the case,
Well, maybe that's my issue. I am a very laid back person. I believe that people should be able to come and go as they please sometimes. I do believe in respect as well, but also I believe in individuality. And I believe that people have to make their own decisions, and it's
You're
up to
right.
you to tell me that. Like, I can't force anybody out here to do anything that they do or don't want to do. The only thing I can do is control my position in their lives after the outcome.
That's true. That's true.
That's a fair point.
That's
And on that note, we'll leave it there. Now, what we can do, guys, I wanted to open the lines. We did kind of go over time because the first topic was I was just
You couldn't let it go.
Definitely.
enamored
Yeah,
by
you
what
would
I was
not let it
hearing.
go.
Hey man, hey man. But we can open the lines, maybe take one or two calls, or you guys want to call it a night. We can definitely do that. Trash can, you feel like coming up, asking the ladies some questions, or having any comments on what we discussed tonight? Come on through. I could drop the link, brother. They've said I need another male perspective on the chat on the podcast. So you want to come through. If anybody that's watching, you want to come through, drop a few nuggets, limited to about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. So that's 60 seconds, or we'll say 90 seconds of talk time. Get in what you want to say, get it off your chest, and then we'll go from there. If not, we can definitely push the call-in show for next week when we have a little bit more time. So, yeah. But all in all, this is a very interesting show. It actually turned out a little bit better than I thought. Thought I was going to get pushed in the corner to say something real crazy, and I
Yeah, I'm
didn't.
so proud of you. Actually, I'm proud.
It almost came out a few times. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm really proud.
But especially when we started talking about, and
I
the
wouldn't be
exes thing.
surprised.
And the last thing about the exes, and then I'm gonna jump up out of here. And what I've noticed, or what's interesting to me, is, dude, men reaching out to their exes versus women reaching out to their exes are not always the same motivation. And I think a lot of women, because we had a conversation in our little chat, and I asked a very crazy question, and I was like, "Does it stroke your ego when you get that big head text from your ex? Does it stroke your ego? Does it make you feel like, that's what you coming on back to mama, huh? Trying to come on back? How do you feel about that? Last thoughts on that?
It does.
I mean, you know what I mean? Like I said before, it definitely does what it's supposed to do. It gives what it's
It
supposed to
do.
give. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
We love it. Every person likes it, and if they say they don't, they're lying.
They
We
lying.
love when you know what I'm saying, the old flame come back. They see another portion of
Hmm.
a new you, or whatever the case may be. We
Even if you don't want
absolutely
them
love
back.
it. But I don't date backwards. I don't date twice. So I see you. I appreciate what you're saying. I appreciate you recognizing me, whatever the case may be, if you are able to reach me. I appreciate that. However, I mean, I don't have nothing for it. I don't got nothing for you.
Taria
I
Scott, you want to
agree.
drop in? I
I
can drop the
definitely
link.
agree with
Click.
that. It. Oh,
You telling Trash Can to come on in, drop in, and I think he said he's at work, but
That's
Taria,
my
if you
girl,
want
TT.
TT,
Tierra.
if you want to
Tierra.
drop in, get this work. It's like, if
hmm
you want to drop in, give your thoughts. You got 90 seconds, but I'll let you figure that out. But this is how I feel, man. Like, I always say that dating in general is an unfair deal for men, right? I feel like men are
Bulldog.
positioned. I'm being honest. Men are positioned to have to do so much to get this girl on board with our program, or get this girl on board to be with us, that is ridiculous. On average, some guys can get away with it, but on average, your guys are putting in work. But I feel like with exes, it's like going to the express line at a grocery store. You have those lines where you gotta wait in line. It's a long line, and you gotta wait in forever, and the person gotta scan each thing piece by piece. And then you got the express line where you ain't gotta deal with all that traffic. You ain't gotta deal with all that the cashier taking forever. You can just go to the express line, get your little item scanned, and you're on your way. Exes are the express line because all that work that we would have to do to someone else new, that's not necessary. It's already been done. We've already got the relationship. We've already, whatever happened. And to hit you up is a matter of convenience. We don't have to wine and dine you and date you and treat you like it's the very first time. You know what we about. You know what I'm about. I know what you're about. We know what kind of hookup we had when we was hooking up. So, hey, big head, what's up? What's good? We're banking off the strength of memories for you to kind of get us through the line there.
I don't
So,
need memories. We're good on memories.
oh,
Right.
Taria,
Good on those.
TT says she's gonna drop in.
I'm good
Okay,
on those.
bet. Let
We're
me
gonna be talking
drop the
about it.
links, baby girl. Hold on.
Good on it. Good on it. Totally fine on it.
Let me drop the link. How I drop the link. How I do this thing.
Not knowing how to do it, and you want to you promoting it, not know how to do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you the link, baby girl. Hold on. You on YouTube too? Shoot. How y'all drop this thing? What comment thing? How, Tori? You know how to do this? How the world?
No, I don't, man.
Sus.
Bored.
Hey,
gonna have to.
how I drop this link, man? I gotta have TT come in so she can get this work. It's like, nah. Cause she been very vocal in the comments. I want to hear what she talking about.
I think that you. Hold
Oh, I
on.
got it. Your boy got it.
Okay.
Let's get it. Link drop. Let's go. Let's go. It's in there. We in there. We dropped the
This is
link.
about to be a
TT.
3-hour show.
Nah, yeah.
For sure.
Nah. TT got 90 seconds though. So she gotta get up out of here after 90 seconds. It's like, nah.
But it's something that we definitely like. It's definitely something that does help your ego. It definitely strokes the I'm
Yeah.
that girl
Even if
ego
you don't want them back.
for sure. But no, I'm
It's
good.
just like, right. Even if you don't want them back, it's just like, oh,
Hey,
check my
T,
T.
DMs.
Hey, Darius. Hey,
talk to me. What's
Hey.
good with you?
good. Good,
What
good
you got to
podcast.
say? What you got to say, T?
I'm going down the line.
Talk
Okay.
to
Okay.
me.
First conversation. Bisexual man. Cool. With that, every gay man does not always present themselves as feminine. So sometimes it's hard to decipher. Sometimes
Right.
no. Cause I have gay best friends. So some of the men they be messing with, you be like, dang, she got a girl.
He gay. Mm-hmm.
And they done did whatever they did. So and she don't know because he a whole thug out out here in these streets. So it's kind of hard to decipher. Um, as far as exes coming back in the picture, um, I'm cool with all my exes. Now I drop them off once I get into a serious relationship. I can
That
never.
girl said drop them all like they gonna go to the Walmart or something. Drop
Yeah,
y'all.
I drop them off and pick them back
Drop
up.
them off at the bus
Yeah.
station.
I
Yeah.
drop them off and pick them back up once the relationship is over with.
That's not
But
healthy.
as far as us being friends or whatever, I don't know about that because I still kind of question the situation because I have an aunt and they still hang. Like my aunt and her ex-husband still hang out. Wife and all, they come spend the weekend together, cookouts and all. And I'm just like,
Mm.
I don't know about that. So, it's cool. As far as the gratification of exes hitting me back up, I love it because I like the gratification when I say you coming back and I see you text me again after you done say you over with. I love that because I was doing something right. I just like the gratification of knowing that, I was right.
Mm-hmm.
Most women do. But I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 because it's the Heard 'em Say podcast,
Men
bro.
too. Don't try to make it one sided.
No,
Um,
listen, no, nah, bro. Like again, if we hitting you up, we want something. We don't want to just hit you up because you look cute in your dress. We trying to do something
Duh.
to something.
duh,
I
I
don't think
did.
that's always true though. I don't think because I shared with you I share with you the experience that I had, and it wasn't like that at all. It's not like that at all. Like when I say it all, it's not like that at all. You
What
know
is
what
it
I'm
like? I
saying?
don't even know what you're talking about. You
Okay.
told me
Well,
several.
so the thing, no, come on now. Don't do
You don't gotta drop
that.
names. Just give a brief
Several
synopsis.
several is a reach, okay? No, but I've definitely shared with you an experience, and it wasn't like that at all. But still, yet homeboy wanted to, grace me with his presence, and I'm not receiving. I'm good on that. You know
Is
what
he
I'm
an
saying?
ex?
For sure.
He's an ex that you were intimate with. I don't know if you want to answer that question or not.
It wasn't like that at all.
Next.
But the thing is, Darius,
That's a totally
that
different
doesn't,
relationship.
but that doesn't make the relationship. And I know the question of your of intimacy. We were in a
Entanglement.
Friendship.
no,
Nigga
no,
in a
no, no,
friend zone.
no, no. I don't even want to
No.
go into it.
Yeah,
Actually,
you don't have to
we
go
were
into all
in a
that.
relationship that, and we were close. We were pretty good. We were pretty cool. It didn't work. But now that it's over, you still desire, like you still hit me up. Pretty much. I'm rambling because I don't
How
want to
you
go
speaking?
too.
But how you speaking for that man? Know what he want? That man may want to clap the cheeks, Tori. You don't know that.
All right, D.
You just.
All right,
I mean,
D.
I had a relationship
I'm just
like that,
saying.
All right, D.
but I've been in a relationship like that. Like we've been like for the longest, like strong bond and all, and never sleep together. But we was in a relationship together, and it was just like, okay, it didn't work, and then he come back, and it's like,
Y'all
I mean, we
cool.
cool, but it's like nobody could never
Exactly.
say he came back because we slept together, because we never slept together.
He came back
But the
because you
thing
never
is,
slept together.
you don't think very much of relationships. So if you are in a relationship and you are not intimate with the person, then it wasn't a relationship.
No, that's not what I said at
No,
all.
that's not true.
That's not what
No,
I
that's
said at all. I'm saying the motivation for an ex to come back in the picture. If you're a man and you have the urge to hit somebody up who you used to talk to, you're not hitting that person up just because, oh my God, you had on such an amazing dress, or you're so funny, you're so witty, you're so nice.
But if
It's
you all weren't intimate, what other
the fact
reason
that
was
you wasn't
there?
So
intimate.
basically, it's strictly sexual, is what you're saying, Darius.
I'm saying that if I had to go to Vegas and put money on the books, I'm saying that I'm putting money on it being a sexual attraction. It could be curiosity because they didn't get it, or it could be a reminiscing when they did get it. It was so good, or it was whatever,
I
or it
don't
could be
believe that.
convenient. It
Because
could be convenient.
every guy isn't like that. Every guy isn't like that.
Most guys are going to be like that, Tori. I'm gonna be
Not the
honest
case.
with you. Women think y'all. I love y'all, I do, but y'all think a little too highly of yourselves. You think men really like y'all personality?
Hey, this is what I was hoping that you would have said about 3 shows ago when we were talking about why is a problem for men to court women. That's what I wanted you to say. How you really felt that we think too highly of ourselves.
Yeah, I
But
do.
nevertheless, and that's not true. Why don't you think that highly of women? That's the problem.
That's not the problem at all. I
That
think
is the problem.
I feel that a relationship works when there's equal give, equal take. I feel that if a woman puts a man in a position to where he has to give damn near 60% up front, he got to put the down payment up front, and then maybe he'll get a little something that he's looking for, whether it be sexual, whether it be something else, whatever he's looking for, he got to negotiate for it. But he's supposed to give a woman up front what she wants. This is the deal that in America, in our society, this is the deal that men have to broker to get a relationship with a woman. I feel like there's nothing a woman can offer a man to where he needs to damn near break his back in order to get this woman. I feel like if a relationship is going to work, it needs to be 50-50. It has to be give and take on both sides. That's why how I really feel.
That's fair. It's fair.
So what are
But
we
you're
talking
saying
about?
why women think too highly of themselves. Like that has nothing to do with none of that what you said.
Yes, it
The
does.
statement that women think too much of themselves, like why would you ever say that? What we're
Because
supposed to be
you feel like you're
insecure?
in you feel like you're entitled for a man to do so much to garner your trust for you to do anything that he's willing he wants. And most men accept this deal because it's society. This is how we always been taught. We gotta pay for the dates. We gotta plan the dates. We gotta send the good morning text. We gotta send the spontaneous flowers. We have to go and probably meet girlfriends, put on a good impression in front of them, get them to like us. For you to do anything, before anything you do kicks in, we gotta do all that. We gotta put it all on the
Living in
line.
the opposite role, then
You say what?
I must be living in the opposite role.
You
Cause
must be.
in all my relationships, I think I've been playing the man role.
Ooh.
That's why you keep
Mm,
getting them, and them exes keep
Yeah,
calling you back too.
but
mm.
I'm not saying you should go all the way on one side or the other. I feel there should be a give and a take. I feel like a man should be able to
I
take you out
agree.
for dinner.
However,
You can pay for
in the
coffee.
beginning, I feel like it's up to the man. I feel like society has taught us, as if we want to get into gender roles, it's basically at the beginning, a man courts a woman to show one, his dominance, two, his stability, and three, his ability to provide for said woman. Like this goes back to the beginning of time when basically it's a man's job to provide and protect, and it's a woman's job to submit and nurture. So that is what he's portraying at the beginning. Now, when you go further along into the relationship, I do think it's fair for the roles to be reversed every now and then, or for the woman to show that she can too be provided, be the provider if need be. If that man falls ill, he needs to stand firm in knowing that his woman can pick up the slack. So I'm with you on that 50-50 thing, but at the beginning, it's up to that man to court the woman and proving that he is able to provide and protect.
I don't agree with that. I don't.
Why not?
I because you
Because when you show that, the woman is going to fall in suit, and either one or two
no,
things is
she's
going to happen.
not. That's
She's
the
not going to be
thing.
able to pick up her slack. Let me finish. I said either one of two things is going to happen. One, either she's going to talk a good game, and then when it comes down to it, she's not going to be able to pull her weight. Or number two, she's going to submit naturally because she finally found a man that could support her needs, and she don't need to be independent, and she don't need to toughen up, and she don't need to play that second-handed back role to where she got to be independent but in a relationship. If a woman has a man that's strong enough for me to fall back and be nurturing and soft, I'm gonna do that, and I feel like all the
That's
women here will agree with me when I say that.
that's horse crap, bro.
so okay,
No,
so but that's
it's
like
not.
okay,
That's
so that's like
physics.
way besides
Nigga said physics.
because a lot of men get on there and be like, "Oh, women expect their men to have it all together," but you do have some women who don't like always expect their men to have it completely all together, but it, you know, will still be there for them.
Right.
But then you get offended when you don't have it all together. Then we say, "Nah, we don't want you because you ain't got all we want." But you trying to say it's 50-50 give and take. But if we ain't seeing the giving and we started giving, then it's like playing tug of war here.
After a while, we're gonna get sick of it.
Y'all keep
Yeah.
reversing. Y'all keep rewriting the script. I've clearly stated what
We're
I'm
not
talking
rewriting
about.
anything. We're going off
I'm
of what you said. I agree with the 50-50 thing.
listen. I never said 50-50 because 50-50 is something
Yes,
is.
you
No, I did
did.
not. Hold on.
Yes, you did. It
I
Did
came out
said
you
of your
give
not
and
mouth.
just say
take.
a
I
relationship
said
needs to be
give.
50?
No,
Is
I said
that
give.
not
No,
50-50?
no. I
It's
said
time.
give
It's
and take.
time.
I
It's
said give
time.
and take.
Right. It's time. Wrap it up.
Because you're
Nah,
not remembering what you said. You said
Wrap
no.
it
50
up.
50.
I said give and take.
You said both.
50-50. No, hold
Both.
on. Let me clarify. If I said both,
Both.
I don't mean both. I mean give and take. Exactly what I mean. I'm pretty sure I didn't say 50-50, but
Okay,
okay.
so what is the difference, Darius?
50-50 is when you take a particular role or you take a particular thing and you split it down the middle, 50-50. So we both handle, let's say you're in a relationship and you have 50-50 roles. You take an aspect of your relationship and you say, I'm responsible for 50% of it and you're responsible for 50% of it, and we bring our 50% together and make a whole. I don't necessarily subscribe to that. Some people have a 50-50 relationship and it works, but I don't subscribe to that because I think the man has a role and I think the woman has a role. But give and take is the when a man sets the stage, he sets the parameters. Here's the type of man that I'm going to be. And the give and take part is when a woman matches his providing, his masculinity with her femininity. So they're not splitting the same roles 50-50. They're complementing each thing that the person does. Say the man pays for the first date and he takes her to an extravagant thing and he buys her flowers and a teddy bear. Wow, beautiful. The second date, she can cook him dinner. You know what I'm saying? Rub his feet, do something. You know what I mean? Like she's not necessarily doing what the man would do, but in her feminine role, she's doing something that complements what he would do. That's what I mean by give and take. Relationships are complementary. I don't believe necessarily in a 50-50 cut down the middle. We're going to do the same thing, split halfway. I can't make it no more clear than that. Like, for instance, I don't think in a relationship, a man and woman should split bills. I feel that it's a man's role and he's equipped to handle the majority of the load, if not all, the majority. But, I feel that a woman's role is to complement him in doing whatever he's doing to provide for that relationship. But I don't believe that 50-50, we both pay the same bill 50-50. That's just me, though. Did I
All
go over
right.
somebody's head?
No,
Nope.
no, not at all. Just very long.
I understand. I understand. But the original point is that women see when a woman works for a man, that man is looked in a negative light. Nobody really respect him because it's ingrained in us that a man has to just work for a woman, and I don't see that really
That's
being
not true,
really
though.
effective.
That's not true. We don't think that men need to just work for us. But what's the problem with a man like really wanting to cater to a woman? Like, what's the problem in that? We don't believe that you all should just work for us. It should be 100% and then 100% on the other end, in pursuit. If that's the no, I take that back. I'm sorry.
There's no
Don't want to come.
reciprocation. That's the
I'm
issue.
sorry. That was a
That
lie.
the
Contradicting
catering,
my own self there.
basically, I try to see. I mean, but
No, no,
the
no.
pers- go ahead. I'm listening. I'm gonna let you clean it up because you looking crazy out here in the YouTube streets. Go ahead.
It's not a cleanup. I don't, but I just don't. What I'm really trying to say is there shouldn't be a problem with a man wanting to really woo a woman. Like there shouldn't be a problem in that. Like
There's
we
no
shouldn't
problem with
think
that.
so
It's
highly of ourselves. It shouldn't be you think too high. Y'all think too much of yourselves. The man shouldn't have to do that to get you. What
Right.
are we
that's
saying?
how
What are
y'all
you?
think. What are we talking
But
about?
what is the
No, we
problem
don't.
in that? We
But
are
what's
women. We are
wrong?
feminine beings. What's
Right.
wrong
But
with that?
what's
There's
wrong with
there's
me thinking that I'm a good catch? What's wrong with me thinking highly of myself? What's wrong with me wanting to attract a man that actually freaking wants me, aside from Ray Ray down the street? What's wrong with me having standards? Why can't I think highly of myself as a woman
you
and
can.
as a black woman?
You
And why can't I?
no one say
We
you
should not,
can't.
and that
I'm
we
just
think too much
saying
of ourselves.
Right.
you do. But I'm
And
saying
what I'm saying is, why can't I and why shouldn't I?
you
Like
you want to
you're
let me answer the
saying,
I
question
need
or
to
you
humble myself.
Yes.
why should I need to
Yes.
humble myself to the man that
Right.
wants
What
me?
do I need to humble myself for?
What are you
Like
talking
at the end of the
about?
day, shoot, I don't know about y'all, but my mama taught me that I'm a damn good
I'm
woman,
the
and I
catch.
should think of myself as exactly.
Y'all having two
But
separate
also, a man should think of himself. A man should think of himself as the freaking catch too, though.
It's like you guys are conflating two separate ideas into one.
No, we're not. We're
No,
perfectly
we're
on the same
not.
page.
I'm
Me and
saying
Tori on the same
no,
page.
not at all. You're not on the
We
page that
actually
I
are.
laid
You
out.
can't speak for us. Oh, you can't speak for us. We're on the same page.
Mm-mm.
Talking about
You
the same
you're on the
thing,
same page
same
with
level.
yourself, but not
Uh-huh.
on the same page with me is what I'm saying. What
And
I'm
but the thing
saying
is,
is
your
that
argument, you don't have to agree, but I wish
you're not even letting me explain. You
Right.
asked
I'm
the
not.
question and
I'm
I was
actually
trying
not.
to
Because you're gonna say the same bullcrap
No,
that
I'm
you
not.
said before.
No, I'm not.
Yes.
You don't even know what I'm gonna say.
All right.
So why ask a question if you're not gonna hear the answer? That's why I'm asking.
Because it's the same. It's
No,
gonna
it's
be the
not.
same.
No, it's not.
I guarantee what you're getting ready to
What
say.
I'm gonna
All right, go
say.
ahead, and I'm gonna tell
What I'm
you
gonna say.
whether I
Since
heard
you
it.
know
Go ahead.
what I'm gonna say.
Go ahead.
No, you Nostradamus,
I'll
you're
be
prophetess. You know
Wow.
what I'm gonna say. Exactly.
Wow.
So
Go
what I was
ahead.
going to say is that you think too highly of yourselves in terms of the transaction between a man and a woman in a dating setting. You thinking highly
There
of
you go,
yourself.
Darius. Clean it up.
No, this is what I'm talking about. This is no cleaning up.
Clean it up.
You thinking highly of yourself as an individual is not the same thing as you thinking highly of yourself in terms of what you're entitled to in a relationship. So that's why I'm saying we're talking about two separate things. You're entitled to think as highly of yourself as possible. But when you expect to be entitled to certain stuff and you're not reciprocating anything back to the man that's giving you something, then that's where the issue comes. And that's why I say you think too highly of yourself. It's like you feel like you don't have to reciprocate anything. It's like you automatically have to buy.
Okay, and I can't agree with that because if anything, I'm reciprocating to the fullest extent of reciprocation because I feel like at that point it's my duty to. If we
That's not
speaking grown women and grown men, my thing is if you've done everything that you promised to do in this relationship, why shouldn't I be holding up my end of the bargain as well?
But
And you
it's
need to be holding me accountable for that.
but it sounds like this nigga gotta hold up his end of the bargain first, and he has to prove himself for you to kick in your part of the bargain. That's the agreement
In the
that
beginning, I
men.
mean, I'm not saying kicking in my end of the bargain, but
in the
in the
That's
beginning, like I said, it's up to him to prove to himself that he's right for me. That's basically what dating is.
No, it's not. Dating is you trying to see if you're compatible with another person, not for you to feel
That's what I
entitled.
just
No, it's
said.
not. You said the whole point of dating is for him to prove himself to you. That's not the same thing as
No,
you
it's for
two see.
yes, it's for him to prove himself to me and for us to both figure out if we're right for each other. So maybe I didn't word it right, but what I'm saying is the whole purpose of dating is for us to figure out if we're right for each other. And yes, a part of that is him proving to me that he's a good catch. And me vice versa. I also have to prove to him that I'm worth him fighting for.
So how do you prove that you're a good catch? Enlighten me. Y'all can take turns. Go for it.
What do you mean?
By being
How do we prove that we're good? Darius, what your argument really makes you. Let me tell you what this argument makes you seem like, or it makes it seem like men need to be courted, like the women need to be courting the men.
yeah.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I literally
Because
said it's a
yeah,
give and take. A
no,
man can
that's
come
not
to
what
the
I'm talking
table.
about. Your statement, y'all think too much of yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
To think that men should have to do X, Y, and Z to
Without
get
any
you.
reciprocation.
But women don't have to do anything.
But
And that's not true. We
you
have to
got
do
two
stuff.
types of women, though. You get two types of women mixed up. You
But this
got
is the
women out
thing. What is courting?
You who cares about that, Tori? We ain't talking about that. We're talking about I'm on the point that
What?
women feel Because courting and dating is the period to where you are seeing that you are compatible with another human being. That's the point. You're going to see if you're compatible to
And
move
what
forward
happens
or not.
during that time?
It's different for different people. You got to be specific. I don't know what you want.
So courting generally is a man pursuing a woman, or even if a woman pursues a man, all right, the man, generally takes the lead on that, right?
Right.
Okay.
Naturally.
Right.
Naturally, the guy will take the lead on the whole courting process, but that would consist of him wine and dining the woman, kind of making her feel as special as he possibly can. I was about to say something real bad, and it was gonna be directed towards you, D. Maybe going a little bit out of our way, right, to make this woman feel extra special, inviting them possibly into our personal lives to show, hey, this is what I want you to do. This is where I want you to be. You know what I'm saying? Going the extra mile to make this woman feel like she's the best woman in the world.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Get to the point.
Problem? Why is it that in requiring that as a woman, if I require that as a woman, why is that me thinking too much of myself?
Because in none of what you're saying did you state what you're willing to give in reciprocation of this man chasing you. So it sounds like you're entitled.
That the man generally takes the lead in the courting process.
So what? Okay, he takes the lead, but he's leading because he's leading to get to a point for you to do something. I mean, that's why I asked. Okay, a man takes the lead in the courting process. He wines and dines you. He takes care of you. He proves to you that he's this man that you're looking for. He's the provider and everything that you're looking for. My simple question was, okay, what do you do to reciprocate that? As a woman, he's proven to you, he's courted you and dated you and took the initiative of being a man. Cool. Now, what does he get in return? What do you do as a woman to reciprocate that? That's all I ask, and no one has answered that question yet.
I play my part. I play the supporting role that I'm supposed to play.
What does that mean? That's so vague. What is that? The man is paying for meals.
What is vague?
She's already answered it.
No.
How is that vague? Are we talking about the middle? Are we talking about the beginning, middle, or end of the relationship? Because if you want to be for real, the entire beginning of the relationship is the male playing into his ego. At 9 times out of 10, if you are dating a man, if he's courting you, the first thing he wants to show you is 1, he's stable. 2, he's got money. 3, he can take care of us. The 2 things that I named earlier, which are the 2 roles that a man plays in a relationship, which is stability and providing and protecting. So he's gonna do that by putting his ego under a magnifying glass by, hey, nah, baby, I got this. You ain't got to pay for nothing. Oh, no, baby, let me take care of you. Basically, what a man is doing by courting a woman is putting himself on display for said woman to show the fact that he can provide and protect. And then us as women, we come in and we see that. And then, hey, we decide that we're compatible. And then we come in and we decide that we are ready to nurture this relationship.
By
Nurturing
doing what?
Play all types of roles. Like, one, if he falls ill, I have to pull his weight now. And me, that means I have to prove some type of stability as well. As in, 1, I got my own job, because I'm pretty sure while he's courting me, he's going to see where I'm at mentally, physically, and financially as well. This is a give and take thing. Is the man doing most of the work? Yes, because he is the masculine entity in the relationship. That's his job as the one that's masculine. But we're also on interview 2 in this thing called courting, because he gonna ask us if what are we doing with our lives? Do we live alone? Do we have kids? He want to make sure that we ain't got no crazy exes, or we ain't.
You're not answering the question at all.
The answer, I've already answered it. We play our role by picking up the pieces that he leaves for us. We fill in the blanks, basically. That's what a woman does.
This is so vague. When a man, listen, let me talk. Let me rock for a second, okay? When it comes to a man courting, you guys and me, we can spit down to the detail what this man is actually doing. He approaches you. He says, "Let's go on a date." He's brokering the dates. He's buying you flowers and candy. When you wake up in the morning, boom, good morning text. He calls you from day to day. He gets a nice routine going. He's brokering all of this. He's setting the pace for the courting, the relationship, the dating. Okay. When you need some gas, baby, I got you. Let me get some gas. He's doing all the little actions to prove the provider in him, to prove the provision in him. This is what he's doing. And then when I flip it on y'all and say, well, what does a woman do? We get this ambiguous bull crap, which is we pick up the pieces that he leaves behind. What does that mean? What are you doing? Are you cooking for him? Are you sucking him off? Are you massaging his temples? Are you massaging his feet? Are you buying socks? What are you doing? That's what I'm asking. What are you doing?
Like, I'm
we
filling
talking
in
about
the
the courting
blanks when
process
he
still?
can't provide.
No.
I'm doing that.
Just talking about in
I
general.
mean, I didn't know you
From my
wanted a detailed
understanding,
list.
you know what the
I'm
man
talking
does
about
when he
violence.
courts. You spit out all the transactions the man does when he's courting you to prove that he's a provider. But when it comes to what the woman does,
Right,
y'all
because
niggas
the man does the courting, the woman doesn't.
the courting doesn't last forever. It comes to a point where the woman needs to reciprocate something in the relationship. This is my point.
But that comes with a discussion of this is now turning into a relationship.
Oh,
In the
so it
courting
has to be a
process, what
relationship.
does no? If we're now in a relationship, then yes, we can discuss how the woman, of course, will contribute to. But in the
It
courting
got to be a
process,
discussion. Wait a second. So there needs to be a
no,
discussion to
no,
what the
no.
woman
There
contributes
needs
to
to
the
be a
relationship.
there needs to be a discussion that we are now moving from a courting process into a relationship.
So what does a woman do in the courting process? Does she have any responsibility? What does she do in this courting process to entice the man besides
I
just
can speak for myself in the courting process. My role is I make sure, like, say for instance, okay, I make sure I check on him periodically throughout the day, make sure that I'm, still interested in him. Like, I'm not just texting him whenever he texts me. Like, I'm showing that, okay, I could potentially.
okay?
So if we're courting, we go out on a date, okay, yeah, you're paying for everything. I might just be like, okay, yeah, we courting, but I'll show him that maybe I'm still, I'm willing to help out. I might say, okay, if you paid for the dinner, all right, I'll take the tip.
Preach. This
I
is
do little stuff like that to show, okay, yeah, I'm not totally dependent on you. I'm also independent myself, or I'm also willing if something happened to you that I'll be able to,
Don't do all of that because
Thank you.
you don't like for women to say that they're definitely independent. You don't like that.
That has nothing to do with when you're dating and
Yeah, yes,
courting. It
but I
doesn't
mean, you didn't even
matter.
allow me to finish.
Go ahead, go for it.
And the thing is that she answered it further on earlier on. She says, "I am as."
She gave a direct answer, and you did not. That's what she did. She said what she's going to
He
do. The
wanted you to
man
spell it
pays.
out, Tori. Basically,
No,
he
I
just wanted
asked,
it to be
what are you
spelled
doing?
out
Not what you
and
feel like you should
letters
do.
and glitter and finger paint.
Tori over here talking about having a conversation about relationships. Let's have
No, you're all
let's have a
over the
board
place.
meeting about relationships.
That's
What are
why
we talking about, man?
I have to answer every question that I have to respond to everything that you spit out. That's pretty much what we're doing.
No, how is it
But we
that the
have
one person that's a guest on the show can answer a direct question directly, but the other two Negroes on the show just
the answers that we've given didn't need to be spelled like you're needing
It
it to
didn't
be
need to be
spelled out, and
spelled
it
out.
didn't
so
need
why
to
did
be
she
spelled
spell
out.
it out? Why is she able to answer the question and you two struggle to answer the question?
She felt it was necessary to spell out everything that a woman would do.
She
Because
answered
I mean,
she understood the question. She was
I
like,
understood
okay,
the
the
question
man
as
does
well. If I'm
As
being
did
told that
I.
I'm not paying no
clearly you
tip
didn't
either.
because no one answered the question but her. No
I'm
one
not
answered
paying
the
the tip.
question.
I'm
You
not
talking
doing
about
that.
you talking about having a board meeting for relationships, and Erica over here talking about, oh my God, well,
You hear and
I'm gonna be
understand
his
from who
piece.
you want
You
to
might as well
hear
say
and
that.
understand from. But
Women
that
don't
still
know
I
what
doesn't.
to
said we fill in the blanks. That should have been a good enough answer.
no. Fill in the blanks for what? What's the blank?
Well,
This
I was going to
when
say that we prove that we are equally invested in the relationship as much as a man.
Right.
It might
You
not be
capping now.
it might not be like monetary, it might not be tangible with tangible things. However, we pretty much let
Thank
them know
you.
that we're involved
Thank you, No Bad Hair Day.
in
Say
the
she got the
relationship.
assignments. Thank you. She said, "Look, I'm not gonna wait for him to text me. I'm gonna take some initiative and text him too, just to let him know that I'm interested."
We do
She
that
said it,
too.
but
Just
that's
because I
Why do
didn't
I need
say
to
that
spell
doesn't
out?
mean that I don't text
Why do
back.
I need to
that's the
spell
question that
out
was
that
asked.
we're
Right.
equally
Why do I need to
interested?
That's the
spell
question.
out?
Why do we need
That's
to?
the question I was. That's the question I asked, and she's the only
Your
one that
question
answered
was
it.
vague.
No, it wasn't.
Your
I
question was vague.
Okay.
Just like my answer was. You gave a vague question, you got a vague
She
answer.
definitely did. I'm not negating her. She definitely did answer the question, but it didn't require any of that.
how it didn't require that when I again.
No. It didn't require that because the
Yes, it
initial question
did.
is
Because I'm
the
asking, what are
question
you
was
doing?
why do you think that women why do you
That's not
say
the
that women
question I
think too highly of
asked.
themselves?
No. I asked the question. If a man is courting and he's doing all these things to prove to you that he's a provider, what
What
are
do
you
we do?
doing in that process to reciprocate? That's the question. She answered the question.
Yeah.
You said having a board meeting, and Erica over here saying about being his piece and filling in some blanks that we don't even know what the blanks are.
You said
That's what happened.
contribute, and I said that we can after it turns into a relationship,
Y'all
then we
trip.
can see how the woman can contribute if it be financially
What?
to the
I
relationship.
So it
love
needs to be a
y'all, but can we
relation.
wrap this up? Because it's getting past my bedtime.
So it needs to be a relationship before you do anything, which you basically just told the entire world.
If you are courting a woman, what are you wanting her to contribute? If the man is
The
courting the woman, what are you wanting her to
the young
contribute?
lady just said, the young lady, Miss
That has nothing to do with merging our lives together at that point. We are figuring out if this is something that
oh
we
my
want to do.
god, you keep
It has
switching.
nothing to do.
You box in the corner, and instead of just admitting, hey, all right, you got a point. Okay, cool. I understand what you're saying. You want to just be combative, and
Can
it's
we just
going
agree to
nowhere.
disagree?
It makes no sense. The one person that got
Definitely
a person answered the question directly, exactly on her own. I didn't poke and prod her. She answered the question on her own, and y'all over here combating because y'all really didn't know. Y'all didn't have a clue really what y'all offered, but besides
what you
some,
wanted her to do, and that's why you're so. That's why you're so
she
into it.
understood
She
the
did
question
exactly
and
what
she
you
answered
wanted her
it.
to do.
No, she answered the question. I asked the question and she
She
answered
did
it.
what you
You
wanted her to
guys
do.
did not
She
answer the
answered in the way
question.
that you wanted her to answer, and that's the only reason that worked. But let's go ahead and talk about next week so we can.
I mean, but exactly. I gotta go back to this comment. Thank you. What's your name again? Tay TT?
Just call me T.
TT. She got the assignment, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking to my
Thank you, T.
viewers now. I'm talking to my viewers.
Yes, thank you, T.
I
Great
appreciate you,
conversation.
T. You are awesome. And I think she dipped down out. But yeah. But again, great conversation, guys. You guys are amazing. I enjoyed the banter. Hope I wasn't too rough on y'all. Y'all
Yes,
wasn't
it
too
was
rough on me.
fun.
Still don't make any sense, but it's
You don't
fine.
make any sense. I said, okay, I
Not
said, what's
whatsoever.
if a man does A, B, and C and D, what are you doing to
Let's go.
reciprocate that? And
Let's
you
go.
say boardroom,
Let's go. Let's go.
clues. We playing
Let's
board
go.
games. Like, what are we doing? But thank God. But thank God for TT. She understood the assignment. Shout
Thank
out to
God for her. I really
everyone.
do.
Because y'all didn't get the assignment. And let's be honest, that's another story
Neither
for a
did
different
you.
day. Oh, I
Neither
got
did
the
you.
assignment. I got the assignment. Everybody understood what I was saying except for y'all. Because y'all wasn't trying to. But we can move on. All
And
right,
on
y'all.
that note,
We can move on. We can move on. Next week,
Mm-hmm.
how y'all feeling about next week? What any topics, y'all guys? I have a few in the back of my mind that I want to kind of broker. Anything y'all have in your hearts? Anything that you heard in the streets that you may think is a good topic? What we talking about?
I'm not there yet.
Not there
Not
yet.
there
I
yet.
don't know. I feel like y'all should expand on gender roles.
Tori don't
You
want to have that
know,
conversation with me. She don't.
I do. He only hears, just like tonight, he only hears and receives from who he wants, and
What
whoever
he
says
want to,
things in the way
absolutely.
that
Let's go
he
back to
wants to
the
hear.
comment on the screen. Since I'm the only person here, you apparently y'all think I'm the only person
Oh
here.
my
It
God.
says
Can
that
we wrap this up,
she
please?
got the assignment. You two didn't. So don't get
Mhm.
mad when you didn't know the answer to the question. Cause y'all used
I
to have
did know
niggas
the
wait on y'all
answer.
head and flip. Let's keep it a buck. Y'all may be
What's wrong with
entitled.
that?
What is the man getting in return? Is all we're asking, and then you have
Wrap it up,
nothing.
sir.
You have nothing. That's the
Let's wrap this
problem.
up.
The nothing and the reciprocation, nothing. That's the
There
problem.
it is.
But we could
Never
talk about that
mind.
next week. We could talk about gender roles, yay, nay, how we feel about them. I also want to have a segment on mental health. Naomi is a
Let's do it.
big advocate of mental health. And we want to talk about mental health, and it's so multi-layered. We might have to do a show just mental health by itself, honestly. And domestic violence. You could tie that into mental health too, because I guarantee you there's some components of that. And I actually have an interesting story that happened recently that could tie
Wow.
the two together. And I never considered it that way,
Mm.
but I would love to share. So we can definitely chop that up. I'll let you guys know. Be on the lookout on the social media sites for next week's topics and next week's promotions. Give it up for Erika Howard over here. Clap it up for her. Woo! She did an amazing job, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of our longer streams, but thank you guys so
Never
much.
again.
Never again. We're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep
Thank
it
you for
jelly.
having me.
Sorry, I'm passing everyone a bad time. But again, thank you guys so much for joining in to the Heard 'em Say podcast. My name is Rich. You're more than welcome to call me that. Shout out to Erica. Erica, any plans on?
Mhm.
Oh, my man, he's feeling that. We're gonna talk about that next week, sir, for sure. But Erica, any last words about where you headed as a podcaster, or where they can get you, social media, or trying to help you out here?
Well, right now you guys can definitely follow me on Snapchat. That's probably where I'm the most active. And my name on Snapchat is Erica underscore Nobadu. And y'all check me out. Going forward, just look for me on the sites, especially YouTube pretty soon.
For sure.
I'm definitely about to put a few things in motion. And basically, I'm just happy to be here. Thank y'all for having me. And
Love
maybe
it.
I'll see y'all in the future.
Awesome.
Take
Tori,
care.
last words? You can have the last word. You love having the last word, so you go ahead and get it.
Guys, it's always a pleasure to chat with you all. Listen, even though we go so hard at each other sometimes, we really love each other at the
I
end of
love
the
Tori,
day.
bro.
We
Absolutely.
really do love each other. We have a real friendship that no devil in hell can tear
Nah,
apart.
that's my girl, man.
Not even gender roles. But we
Nah,
won't talk
no,
about
heck
that.
no. I'll
We
get Tori
agree to
my kidney,
disagree.
man. Or at least half of it. But yeah, man. I love Tori. We are the best of friends, and that's why the show is so good because in a friendship you can have these arguments and people, nobody get in their feelings and
No
stuff. Because
holding back.
yeah, no
Yeah.
holding back. You can,
This is what y'all don't know is Darius has to listen because I beat him in basketball several different times.
Oh,
she
there
probably
he
beat me
is.
twice, and that's because I ran. I got tired. But that was yeah, whatever. We'll talk about we'll talk
He
about the
has to
games.
listen.
We'll talk about those games another time, and we could kind of reminisce on that. But again, thank you guys so much for joining in the Heard 'em Say podcast. I'm Rich. This is Erica. This is Tori. We're missing Naomi and Monique. They'll be back hopefully next week. Love you guys. Stay safe and let's have a conversation. Have a good one, guys.
Peace.